Get it, man. We back, man. God damn it, man. Yo, it's good. It's your fucking boy, Kickstar, back in the building, aka Twan.
What's good? My name is Ramon.
And you already know it's your boy Snow in the building.
This is episode fucking 1, man. Hold on, man. I'm just a little bit too.
2020.
2020. We in the fucking building, man. Like, you know, let's
decade.
Oh man, let me turn shit off, because you know we don't need no goddamn noise.
Is it a new decade or is it a new decade?
It's a new decade. It's a new decade now. Zero is the new decade.
All right,
decade. It's a new shit.
I've been seeing some. No, it's got to be a 1.
Yeah, nah.
All right.
Yeah, fuck that.
0 into 1, because when you count tens, you don't count 10.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like when you hit 0, it's not 1 until you hit 1.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's
like 1 in the books. Yeah. It's a weird thing, but like if we started at 0, 100, 0, right? That's your first year,
I guess.
So
it don't matter to me because I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Oh, really? Look at
R.I.P. Paul Walker.
Yeah, for sure. So you know, it's like you know what that's like. That's like So I started my job in December 7, 2020.
Right.
No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. 2000.
2000.
I started my job December 7, 2000. So it's not one official year until I complete 2000 into 2001. You know what I'm saying? So technically I have 19 years on the job and not 20, but
yeah, you know, you get into the
fucking dynamics.
Rounding up and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So first question for you fine gentlemen here.
We don't talk about this shit, man.
All right, give me a scene in a movie that invokes goosebumps every time you see it.
In Star Wars. Yes.
Any movie.
Any movie.
Your favorite movie. Just a powerful scene.
Goosebumps. I mean,
for you, I would imagine it's some alien shit.
I was just diving into that. Like I'm hearkening back to aliens or.
But Goosebumps doesn't have to be always scary though.
Yeah, I know. It's like more like something that just gets me.
Yeah.
It just gets me.
Yeah.
Shit, man. I would probably have to say, even though it wasn't something that like really moves me or jars me at this point. Mm-hmm. But I would have to say when Han Solo got killed. That gave son.
I didn't see that coming.
I almost balled up. Actually, I was kind of
I felt that. Yeah, I felt that.
That was emotional.
I really didn't see that one coming either. Snow has no idea what we're talking about. He doesn't watch Star Wars.
But I know he got bodied.
Yeah.
I do know that.
By his son, goddamn it.
Yeah. All right.
Fuck that.
I think that's a good one.
If you watch all these movies and you into Greek mythology, you know, it's always your son that bodies you. So
well, that's the point of a son. That, you know, if you look at how lions run shit around here. When you King Dick Lion, you got to get rid of your son and every other male because you know what's up.
And that's the thing. So in my mind, to answer your question, 2 movies came up immediately.
Okay.
One is The Lion King, and the other one is Bambi.
Fuck Bambi. Which Lion King?
I only acknowledge.
I'm sorry.
I only acknowledge one Lion King.
Which scene? You're totally right. Which scene? The canyon?
Yeah. When the daddy got bodied.
Which one though? We talking about when Scar kicked his punk ass off the shit, or when he actually got ran over?
Probably the whole thing.
So when Scar pushed him, it wasn't that bad for me. Yeah. But to see Mufasa actually die was like, oof. Oof.
I mean, to me, it's the whole thing though.
I don't know what
I get it.
I don't know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I have yet to see any fucking Lion King.
Are you human?
I have no.
Son.
So what about Bambi? Did you not see Bambi?
I saw Bambi. Is Bambi the name of the movie, or he's just the name of the?
Bambi is the name of the movie.
What's the premise?
They're
Fuck Bambi, man.
Son.
That's it. Like, to be honest with you, that's it.
All I know is fucking Thumper. Like,
what's Thumper?
Thumper is the rabbit.
Is the rabbit.
One of the rabbit friends.
And when you think Thumper, you know where your mind goes when you think Thumper.
By the way, excellent video game on the PlayStation right now for VR.
What is that?
Thumper?
Yeah.
Oh,
interesting.
I don't know about no goddamn Bambi, son.
But son, like, you know what? Since you haven't seen it, I guess like
I got Disney Plus. I could watch it.
I mean, you can watch it. Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, it's very touching.
That's gonna be an interesting segue later, but isn't Bambi from like the 60s?
I don't know where Bambi's from, but
or the 50s.
Bambi definitely touched my heart when that situation happened.
All right. Well,
son,
fair enough.
If I had to bring it to something like really real though, like I would have to say Antoine Fisher though. The end of that movie, it wasn't a movie.
That was a very heavy movie.
But
son, wasn't that a Disney movie too?
Antoine Fisher, not sure.
I don't know if that one was, but it's more so I can't say it was the defining moment, but at the end of that movie, and I had avoided that movie when it came out. I called on my brothers, I called my siblings, like, yo, y'all might want to avoid this movie, because, and they all said the same things, like, nah, we seen the trailers. Everybody was just like, nah, we gonna skip this, and then I finally watched it, probably like maybe 3-4 years later, and I was probably, you know what, I haven't been right ever since. I cried. I legit cried, and I haven't been right ever since. Like, everything hit me. So I'm gonna say Antoine Fisher.
Son,
noted.
Son, why is it that whenever I record here, somebody with the fuck shit has to start outside?
Well, we can't hear him, so we don't care.
Yeah, I hear it. Like, I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like, what are they running, a fucking lawnmower?
Yeah, it's like 20 degrees out in the middle of winter.
It's no grass back there.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
So I'm gonna go with. I got two movies.
Rock.
I'm gonna go with. I don't know if you guys seen Lee. What is it? Romeo and Juliet.
Ah, yeah.
With Leonardo.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
I missed it.
That
that
scene when they first see each other at the House of Capulet, I think it was. There was a big New Year's Eve party. That scene was masterfully shot.
Yeah.
Like, you could see the chemistry. You could see the chemistry like developing, like it was love at first. I've never seen anything like that in film.
Okay,
yeah, definitely.
So that was one.
I haven't seen that in a while. I think I'm gonna put that on my list.
It's amazing because it's a. I guess what do you call it? Like a reenactment of, or reimagination of old Shakespeare,
modernization of Shakespeare.
So they've got a lot of the Shakespearean speech.
Yeah.
Like, the dudes don't have swords, but they talk about swords. They actually got guns.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's funny.
His gun.
Yeah, and the guns were wild.
Actually,
it's a bunch of 45s with like intricate detail work on the handles and shit.
Sounds like The Order 19.
Yeah, very close to something like that. Very similar. It's a trippy movie. You'd like it. Your boy John Leguizamo's in there.
He is.
Yeah. I like some.
Yeah, that's a dope movie. The second for me would be in Signs. Like the ending scene where the alien showed up in the living room.
Yeah, I think that would do it for me too.
Like, I got goose, like, because they didn't really show the alien when he showed up. You saw Signs? No.
Oh yeah. Signs is the thing with the water.
Yeah. The first time you see him, in that scene, you see him a reflection in TV.
Right.
Because the father had just rolled the TV in.
Yeah.
And then he stopped. And then you realize, like, it was the same one he cut the finger off. This motherfucker was like, yo, you think I'm a pussy?
Right.
Yeah, he hunted him down.
And you thought. And there was like a good, like, 10 seconds of like a stare down.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. No,
and meanwhile, the kid was like dying because he couldn't breathe. And then he was like, swing away, Meryl. And they cut back to the mom when she was dying.
Right.
That whole scene right there, like, ooh.
Yeah,
you know, that's a movie I haven't seen probably since it first came to network TV. I saw it in theaters, but I don't think I've seen it since then.
Yeah, I got that was the most powerful scene for sure. But the most jarring scene was when the little girl was like, there's monsters outside the bedroom window. And he was like, Bo, take your punk ass to sleep. And then he kind of glanced out the window and the shit was standing on the roof. That scared the fuck out of me. So
I'm going to tell you parents something right now. I know we're talking about movies, but if your child says something is outside,
it's something outside.
Not inside.
Something outside.
Outside, it's outside.
Something's outside, B.
Like, M. Night Shyamalan.
That's my dude.
Yo, He is number one. Well, no, I wouldn't say number one. He has a way of his writing style.
Yeah.
His because he don't really direct, but he definitely writes. His writing style and how he forms his stories is just wild.
I like it.
Like he's borderline, and I wouldn't even say that this dude. Oh God,
Hitchcock?
Nah, not Hitchcock. Hitchcock is
dirty.
Is God.
Mm.
What's the dude that did all the horror books?
Stephen
King.
Yeah.
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Stephen King. Stephen King. I feel like compared to M. Night Shyamalan, their writing styles is so similar.
Sure.
But M. Night just adds that little bit more sauce to it.
I like him. I even like The Village a lot. A lot of people don't like that movie.
Yeah, because
love that movie.
Because it subverted everyone's expectations.
Yeah, because they marketed it wrong.
Yeah,
they marketed it as
that movie is marketed way wrong.
It was marketed as a monster flick,
right?
But I think that was supposed to be
that was part of the whole. Yes,
that was the genius behind it.
I didn't have much of beef with it.
And he had another one. There's another one about the trees when the trees started.
Yes, The Happening. That was wild as well.
Yes, the trees started to fight back.
I've seen it, but I don't.
That was wild as well. God damn it! You need to see that movie.
Yo, son, the trees said, "Nah, fuck all of y'all."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It was pretty wild.
When you think about it, we all need oxygen producing trees. They was just like, nah, B, fuck y'all dying.
And Devil.
Devil.
That one I haven't seen.
Devil's wild.
Seen Devil?
I don't think I don't remember that one at all.
Devil's
I didn't
wild.
see it.
Devil, I'd say so. I'm gonna give you a second. Devil, can be my second. Scared the fucking bejesus out of me.
It was. I was on edge.
Yeah, me and Crystal watched it, and it was just like I was like, yo, so this shit's wild.
I was on edge.
Can I add another one?
Yeah, sure.
The last scene when dude got up and saw the dead body and saw he got up and walked out, gave his speech and then walked out.
What is this?
The first Saw movie.
Yeah. Nah.
Because it was like, this dude's dead. You forget about him so quick in the movie, so early in the movie, and then all this stuff is happening, and then the Saw and this, that, like the dude, cut your foot out. And then son just gets up.
Yeah.
And like goes through his monologue, and he orchestrated the whole thing this whole time. Like I was just like, I was like, yo, what is going on right now?
I don't think I've watched one fucking Saw movie in entirety.
I'm gonna tell you this. Anything after Saw 2 is a stretch. Some people may argue with me with Saw 3, and you can have it, but I'm talking about for me, anything after Saw 2
They
is a stretch.
started to depart from horror.
It became a scary movie.
And started to hone its niche as gore.
I think the last one might have been his last. Everything outside of the first two, I think the last one might have been the best one for them.
Was that the newest one?
The newest one.
Okay.
Because somebody was telling me to go watch it, and I was just like, nah, fam, I told you I'm done with them.
Yeah.
And they went into the whole spiel about it. I was like, oh, that sounds something better than what they've been doing.
Right.
If you remove the first two, but yeah.
So the first two were bad?
No, they're good. I think it becomes it's like Final Destination. There's
Final Destination, Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, it's like
anything that you really stretch.
Son, Paranormal Activity.
They still scare the fuck out of me.
I can't watch.
No,
that.
they do, but then it becomes like, well, what do we do in there to offset what we did? Like with Final Destination. Final Destination is a limitless movie if you do it right. But if you spam it with us, it loses its luster very fast.
It started to become silly to me.
Yeah, and that's
what happened with Paranormal Activity.
Yeah, exactly.
With the Coven of the Witches and shit like that.
They killed it. When it was just, all right, we're sitting in our home, and I'm not going to get too deep into it because I'll fucking scare the shit out of me right now. But
no, I agree.
The idea of something just in your home, you don't know what it is, you can't see it, but
those type of movies always fuck with me,
son,
and especially as we're looking to buy a home.
Oh shit!
And that's the premise of all these movies. Like you and your punk ass family, you think you're moving on up in life, and then there's a fucking,
should've stayed in the project.
Fuck boy, the ghost in the
should have stayed in the project.
There was even one of these movies where there was a kid living in the attic, in the walls of the house.
Oh, I remember that. Matter of fact, no. See, I was gonna make a comment. About that.
Mm-hmm.
You brought up Stephen King, and I already had the idea before that. You brought up The Village as well, right? And I was gonna say 2 underrated movies that get forgotten about. 1, Sleepwalkers.
Never seen it.
Yeah,
2,
the cat people.
Yeah. 2, The People Under the Stairs.
Never seen that.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking that.
Right, and The People Under the Stairs kind of saw the situation where dude lived in the wall. So if you've never seen it, then you're not talking about that one.
No, this was one of the because I've heard that this movie I saw drew inspiration from People Under the Stairs.
Okay.
Right.
But this movie first, it started out as a horror. You would think it was a ghost, but it was really some malnutrition kid that was just running up and down the halls of the fucking.
I feel like I've seen this movie,
and he was coming out of the cupboards and shit.
And
I feel like I've seen that movie.
People Under the Stairs is like part 2 point or 1.5 to that.
Yeah,
because they were all malnutrition. It was just
So they weren't ghosts. They were just
they were real physical people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, but Paranormal Activity I thought was good, like the first 2 or 3, because the premise was, all right, we don't know why the ghost is fucking people up here,
right?
But it's real. And then the second one is, oh, we get it. The sister, the ghost was following the sisters,
yeah,
and the first sister found out about it and left the shit at her sisters,
right? Grimy.
Which is some fuck shit.
Yeah,
and then they went into the
Thanksgiving
coven
table.
Yeah, but some Paranormal Activity, and there's something masterful, as cheesy as they are. There's something masterful about the like 90% of that movie is just wild, dead silence.
Yeah,
I think that's a great tension builder.
Tension ain't the fucking word, son. Fuck those movies.
Mm-hmm. Well, dead silence. It's a nice segue. This new movie, the what is that? Silent. We're gonna. What do you want to see it? What is the fucking Quiet Place Part 2?
Son, did you see the first one?
I saw the first one.
Didn't see it.
So here's the thing.
Son, what's going on, man? You gotta watch this shit,
bro.
This is gonna be the best movie you've seen in easily like 4 years.
Yes, and you need to watch the first one.
Easily 4 years. And here's why.
Amazon Prime movies.
Here's what's so important about the first movie. It is a spit in the face to pop culture, because you would have never known that movie came out because everybody was talking about fucking Bird Box.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
so
yes,
now
yes.
I remember that.
Right. And there was a big
remember.
conversation about if Bird Box was overrated or not.
Yeah.
I don't think Bird Box was overrated. I think it was just too
decent.
Fast. It was just too. Well,
the pacing was off.
The pacing was a little off, and you never really understood what the fuck they were looking at.
Right.
But this,
right?
Oh, you knew exactly what.
And then Bird Box
eating these motherfuckers.
Bird Box fell victim to
memes.
You had a strong premise, but the CGI couldn't deliver. Because at one point, you kind of saw the monster, but you kind of didn't. And then they came out that the directors were like, "Shit, you thought that was bad. You should have seen the original version when we was going to show the actual monster."
Huh.
So there's that.
So they made Game of Thrones cuts.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and I felt like the CGI, I mean, there wasn't really too much CGI per se. I mean, it was just more shadowy, more misty, more...
and then it kind of fell apart at the end when the monster was in the dude. Like, they was working for the monsters.
Yeah, because they looked at the monster or whatever the fuck they was supposed to be looking at. Like, it could have been a fucking Annie with a pot of fucking flowers.
Yeah. So, but nonetheless, it's fine. Yeah. Sandra Bullock. I fucks with the Sandra Bullock.
But son, too. Quiet
fucking place.
Son.
Yeah. I remember this, man, because I was like, I'm not watching Bird Box. I'm not watching y'all. Because I had this thing, right, where if it rises to the top too much and everybody's like gloating on it, I go in with Siskel and Ebert eyes as opposed to just regular me.
And this isn't a review of these old fucking movies. I'm just saying.
Like that's what happens. And then what's happening now is because we forget it so quick.
Yeah,
I forget it, and then it takes a conversation like this, like, oh yeah, that's on my backlog.
I was elated when we went to see Star Wars and we saw the preview for A Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
I was like, oh. Okay. I was more excited for that than I was to see the Star Wars movie.
Yeah, son, he was.
But yes, A Quiet Place 2.
Uh-huh.
I really liked the way the last one ended. I like the attention to detail in the movie.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are very few holes that you could be like, come on, fam.
I will say this. I have no intentions of going to the movies to watch that because it's a quiet movie.
I agree.
That was the problem.
Slap the shit out of somebody 2 rows back.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And
they're going to ruin it for
everyone knows I start ground level, sub level. But for me to get to my level, you doing some fuck shit behind me. So, and you know me.
Was the first one in the theaters?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, son, it was in theaters, and people kept saying, "Don't go see the quiet place because somebody's gonna fuck it up for you." And it was like, I feel like a Quiet Place should be a Netflix movie where you can really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I think, right? So remember Blair Witch Project, right?
Sure.
Right.
And we all was under the assumption, this was like real footage, and then we found out they pulled the biggest.
That was great marketing, by the way.
Biggest movie heist ever.
Fucking trolling.
Biggest movie heist ever, right?
At its infancy.
And then they made the mistake of making a part 2 because the trick is out the bag. I feel like this is similar but in reverse. So now everybody who's seen the first one is like, son, you can't, you gotta watch it at home.
Yeah.
So now everybody who's seen it, they're gonna go to the theaters, but now everybody knows to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what they're watching.
Yeah.
Everyone understands that you got to be quiet.
Son.
And hold on. You get that old school horror shit where one person jump, the whole place is jumping.
Yeah, but somebody's gonna bring their fucking infant kid.
You know how I feel about that. Adult movies go late. I have never been in a movie theater with an infant past 10 o'clock. Almost the closest that's ever happened to me is a Marvel movie, and it was it was one of the big ones. Where I was just like, yo, you lucky I already seen this shit.
Yeah.
Fuck those people who bring their infants to the movies. That's what I'm saying on that shit.
Yeah, it's hard out here for these parents, B. They don't have babysitters.
Yo, that's a choice they made.
Segued. Star Wars. Can we get a few minutes?
No,
you're right. Star Wars.
Chatting it
Star
up.
Wars. You in this fucking Star Wars, I need a solid rating from you out of 5.
Out of 5?
Yes.
I'd say 4.25. And I think that's pretty high. I would like to go out of 10. I would say 9.25. Which essentially is the same shit, but that's my rating for Star Wars.
What was your rating for the last one?
Ooh, I'd say 6.
And what was your rating for the first one?
Force Awakens.
This is a trilogy, right?
Yeah. I'd say an 7.5, 8 for the Force Awakens.
Okay, RZA.
I'd say the trilogy gets a fucking 1 out of 5.
I'm
changing my scale to 5. This is a terrible fucking trilogy.
As a trilogy, you 1. Okay.
Wait, whoa. And I'm not gonna length this out.
Shit sucks,
son. So you told me you didn't have a problem with the Force Awakens.
I did not.
You had a problem with The Last Jedi.
I did.
You didn't have a problem with the what is this, Rise of Skywalker.
I did not.
Son, so how do you give the trilogy a 1?
Because each one is going in wildly different directions. It's clear to see that motherfuckers did not have a script.
Well, no.
There's very little cohesiveness between these movies.
All right, so
besides the same fucking cast.
So So the only cohesiveness that this Star Wars trilogy has is Finn, Rey, and Poe must get from point A to point B.
Okay.
And point A is there where they began. Rey on the desert planet. Mm-hmm. Finn is the black stormtrooper.
Sure.
And then you have Poe, which works for the Resistance.
Sure.
And I'm not even talking Kylo Ren yet. So, because he has an arc to it, to
that's what you want to call it.
I mean, yeah, he does have he has an arc. See, the problem with this trilogy it's The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi didn't further the story.
Yeah, exactly. That's my argument for the last year and a half to you. You was like, no, son, you wildin'.
No. I agreed with you about it not furthering the story, but I felt like as a self as a self-contained story.
Yes.
Which I shouldn't think of it as.
You should not, because you know it's a trilogy, but continue.
Absolutely. As a self-contained movie, I'm fine with it.
Well,
I'm fine with it.
You've made your points, which I don't care to get into, and I see your points of why you're fine with it.
Now, Rise of Skywalker. Great movie.
No,
solved a lot
of
solved a lot of problems, a lot of issues.
I'll watch it again.
That people had for Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Basically, it just took a really big shit all over the Last Jedi.
It did. It was just like a fucking cleanup movie,
right?
Which I don't mind.
I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've been cheated out of half of.
Son, precisely. Like we should not have found out that Finn was Force sensitive in this movie.
Right.
It should have been in the second movie.
Jedi. Yes. And I felt like that could have made for a better story.
Sure.
But moving past what we've seen so far, creating a new set of stories is very difficult for people who don't partake in the vision. So what I mean by that is you, Snow, and myself, we say, all right, we're going to come up with this movie, and we're going to make a trilogy of movies. And so now we're brainstorming, and we're coming up with ideas, and I'm jotting them down, and you're jotting them down, and then okay, now we need a script. So we all come together, we brainstorm, and we write this script up. Now we have this script, and we say, okay, this looks solid. We need to get this to a studio to see if this is a feasible thing to put on the screen. Go there, we get it. It's feasible. This works. This is a great script. We just need to translate it into a movie. Fine, cool. Submit it. They do all of the hiring, the acting, and all of the everything else reference to a movie. Now we pretty much sit along the sidelines and we say, no, maybe just change that. That's good. Change that, add that, whatever. I would do that. You would do that because you trust me. We trust each other's judgment. Snow can be like, yo, you know what? I'm going to start part 2. Episode 2. All right? Or episode whatever, 8. So there was none of that.
Which is why Disney has to hold this L.
Yeah. They should. They should. I feel like Disney is all about the bottom line. They all about the dollar. So when you have a visionary team at Lucasfilm and a team or a group of people that is just like, all right, we're going to buy this intellectual property and we're going to make it our own, start pushing out Star Wars. Okay. Where do we start? Okay, well, so your starting point is after fucking Return of the Jedi.
Sure.
Well, how do we start 30 fucking years after Return of the Jedi where all of the characters are old? All right, well, start bringing in this new cast, whatever the case may be. And it's just, yeah, this is the fucking Google fucking thing listening. But, long story less long, I just feel like Disney is not in tune with Lucasfilm nor the fan base when it comes to Star Wars. They're in tune to the money.
Well, I think it's more convoluted than that. If you're in tune to the money, then you should at least make sure there's a fucking script before you push the shit out the door.
But I think there's way more less critical Star Wars junkies that have children. It's just gonna force it on them. So,
I mean, listen. At the end of the day, all of the movies are entertaining.
Yeah.
We're over here asking for cohesiveness, which is not something that's a prerequisite for space shit.
But we all agree
it would have been nice.
But we all agree that stories are better than Destiny.
Everything's better than Destiny. And this last Star Wars trilogy is akin to Destiny. You can tell immediately. You ever see somebody walk in a room that forgot what they walked in the room for before they admitted that they forgot what they walked in the room for?
That's the trilogy.
That's what these fucking movies are like. That's what Destiny was like.
Right.
You could see it. Motherfuckers walk in, just stand there, and they look around, and then they go, "Shit,
why the fuck am I
I forgot why I came in here."
Right. So they just stuck to the shiny pieces.
Yeah, and then they want to start up a conversation. Oh, how's your day? Go fuck yourself. You know, get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
So for you, the trilogy's the one, but what about the movie at hand?
The movie at hand, I thought it was dope because I appreciated, which is a fucked up thing to say. I appreciated how well J.J. Abrams cleaned up.
Okay.
And then also it was a beautiful movie. It was stunning to look at. And for me, the number one thing that pissed me off about the last movie, and even Force Awakens, was how Rey continued to beat Kylo Ren's ass some way, somehow. And I kept saying, fuck this. Like and you guys know me. I'm not with no Me Too shit, but I'm not against equality in any way. Like, don't come telling me man this and woman that. Like, everything's equal. And I felt like the first two movies were pushing that women can be strong shit too, which I don't disagree. But develop your narrative. Like, she was just beating this guy's ass for no reason, and he was trained, and she was not.
Well, I mean, the only thing I can say about as far as the Force Awakens was concerned was, I mean, he did get a blaster shot from Chewie's bowcaster, and I feel like most of the movie was Han Solo hyping up how strong the bowcaster was.
All right, it could be that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Why
So
not?
it's like, okay, you just got shot with something that had sent stormtroopers flying through the air, but you're a dark side user.
You're
so
good to go.
We're gonna assume that it fucks you up.
Right.
All right, you steady punching on yourself, bleeding out and whatnot. We got you. So it was just like,
Nah, fam. She should not have been besting Kylo Ren. She should not.
I mean, Finn hit the boy.
Fuck Finn as well. Fuck Finn. But going back to the point, the most satisfying part of that movie, The Rise of the Skywalker, was when him and Rey were fighting on the Death Star.
Yeah.
And
he commenced
because we thought the way of the fight was going, Rey was straight up turning to the dark side.
Yeah.
Like, I was watching like, oh shit, here it is. She's wilding. And then Finn was like, Rey, because that's all he screams in the movies. Rey. That's all this is a black man in Star Wars movie that I've been seeing all over the world now.
Yeah.
Finally, again, the inclusion of equality.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, finally, there's a black man in Star Wars. Like, Billy D. Williams never fucking existed, right?
Right.
And so, and
he's back.
in his entire lines throughout the whole movie, Rey.
That's all it means. I see.
Rey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, guys, what in the fuck is happening here? So it's good to see, like, when that fight was happening, that it played out, and then you saw like Rey just kind of get tired, like,
yeah, nah,
shit,
I'm not winning.
I ain't got it. Like, this motherfucker,
this ain't working in my
this
behalf.
ain't working. And then she tried to swing, and he just sit the fuck down. Like, it was satisfying to be like, okay, that's what a soldier versus an angry person with a gun looks like.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying an angry person with a gun can't shoot, but there's such things as how you bolster your weapon to get higher accuracy, how you conserve your ammunition. Like,
Yeah.
come on, fam. So yeah.
Okay. So, but all in all, I will say, Star Wars, you know, it was this movie did it for me. I felt, and honestly, I mean, in my rate, should I even be rating them all at this point in time?
No, let it marinate some more.
All right. Yeah. Look.
I want to see it again. Maybe I can give a rating.
I saw it
on the
again.
next podcast. Yeah, of course you did. You saw the.
No, I did not see it in the theater, sir. My pirate flag flies high.
Son. Okay. So, and you're sharing it with me. When?
I sent the link to you, sir.
Son, I have no link.
All right.
I have no link.
Well, I will forthwith the link.
Thank you,
some
sir.
point after this podcast.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I would watch it again. Like I said, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful movie.
And to hear you say it was a beautiful movie is...
That shit was JJ, boy.
Yeah, and I told you, JJ is he's gonna knock it out the park.
Yeah, that shit was beautiful.
But yeah, man. So I'll save my rating for later.
Okay.
Or my
overall.
my overall for this entire saga. And
Luke Skywalker is still a bitch, by the way. We just put that in there.
well, I mean, Anakin's a bitch.
Anakin's
Luke
a teenager. I hate. He just cries a lot.
He was young. I would say I think as of Revenge of the Sith, he was 19. He was maybe Luke's age when he turned to the dark side. I want to say somewhere around Luke's age.
Yeah.
I would say maybe in Empire Strikes Back when he turned to the dark side. So
Darth Vader's God. Anakin's a bitch.
Anakin is more skilled.
Yes. Don't disagree.
More skilled.
Luke, I feel like fuck that character.
Son, you need to see Rise of Kylo. I mean, not see, but read Rise of Kylo Ren.
Sorry, I'm reading nothing.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
Well, listen to it.
Don't put it in my format, bro.
man.
My format is visual. I've waited so long to get to the point to have CGI that I can't openly be like, I'm pulled out of this experience.
Yeah.
You know, like one of the reasons for me to watch a lot of these movies, like the Spider-Man 3, I think it is, one of the Transformers, one of the first two Transformers, I can't watch today because you just see it. Like I saw it in real time that this was going to be a problem. The Matrix has just started to crack maybe like 8 to 10 years ago, and that's
Which
fine.
one though? Because the original Matrix is fine.
Yeah.
Those last two, goddamn.
No, the last two, especially with the pole in the middle and you run
Son,
off everybody's
fuck
faces,
that scene.
that looked pretty bad at the time.
I remember us in the theater like, nah, fam, this ain't it.
That looked bad at the time. The original Matrix movie cracked a little bit, but it still holds better than the other two. So I'm happy to have this type of stuff. So like Star Trek looked amazing. Star Wars stuff that I'm seeing, and just for if y'all are wondering why I didn't give a number, is because I haven't seen the movie. But the Star Wars stuff I've been seeing has all been looking amazing.
So you need to indulge, son.
All our Marvel movies, with the
bullshit,
exception of one or two of them, have been looking amazing. Or the same thing for DC.
Right.
So like this is such a great time.
And fuck Marvel too, with that Captain America hammer time shit. Fuck off my lawn. Where's the Gambit movie? Where is the fucking Gambit movie?
Son,
Shout out to Fox.
Gambit, yeah. Shout out to what used to be Fox.
But the movie would have been here had it not been for them.
Yeah,
Maybe it's for the better, because if they fuck up Gambit, son, I'm throwing
I
a
want
chair
them
through
to
somebody's window.
cast Channing Tatum so bad for this movie.
Well, he's been a very big. He's been really advocating for it,
yes, and that's why he must get it.
and
Because
apparently he's a big Gambit fan.
and that's why he must get it, because I saw the other person that people were offering up. I don't know the actor's name, but when we talk about the look, I'm like, ooh, okay. The problem with getting Channing to do the movie is
The accent.
nah. I
mean, he can spill the accent.
I'm letting actors do what actors do. I'm thinking that either his pay grade will alter how the movie goes forward, if it needs to be blended into something else, or they won't be able to get the supporting actors to make the movie go as far as it should be. So it ends up being another Fantastic Four situation.
Well, I mean, Gambit on his own, he really has a rich story outside of X-Men.
Yeah, but
He was responsible for some fucking
he was
because you got Sinister. He ties into that.
he ties into that because Sinister nerfed his powers.
Yeah, he was Omega.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna respect Gambit in these streets.
He was, but
You know, but who's the supporting characters you need for Gambit? Wolverine?
It's not. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about whoever plays whoever the characters are going to be.
Got it.
That's, to me, that's going to be the issue. When it comes to Marvel movies and DC movies, these comic book movies, I think that's the most important thing. Your main character is going to carry, of course.
right.
But if
right.
these other dudes don't hold up, it's just not going to work.
Right.
See, Gambit, like I'm sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, what makes a really good Gambit movie? So
It's gotta be dark.
It
has to be dark. It has to be
dark.
Arkham, or the Batman trilogy or darker.
Yes, it has to be that level dark, because his character is a dark character. So what I can recall, just touching on with the comics, he started off as a thief. He was a thief.
He is a thief.
In Louisiana, and he eventually came into contact with this kind of thieves guild.
Yep.
And fast forward, he learned to develop his powers, and then he just realized, shit is really, in between everything going on, he really realized that, like, I'm really fucking shit up with my powers.
Yeah, he couldn't control it.
Right. And then he comes across Mr. Sinister. So Mr. Sinister can be the big baddie for the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of other sub characters in the Thieves Guild. And
what was the name of the people he slaughtered?
I don't know. I don't know enough about Gambit to say.
It was because that's what he had to do for Sinister.
Yeah, he had to do
if
something.
Sinister took out the part of his brain that limited, he had to do this deed, and he slaughtered like an entire race of people or some shit.
Something like that. But and like,
you want a movie about this guy? It sounds like a series.
Fucking Gambit, son.
It can be a really good movie.
Yo, hey, fuck you, man. Like, Wolverine is supposed to be somebody's godfather around here. Wolverine was a fuckboy too.
Wolverine is a great grandfather of this. You gonna respect him.
Son, Logan was a jackass, sir.
That's fine.
He was an asshole, not a jackass.
That's fine. He could be both.
Gambit is
Wolverine, bro.
Son, you fucking.
Do you even X-Claw?
The reason why I feel like Channing Tatum may not survive Kevin Feigeism is because Kevin Feige, for a character like Gambit, I don't think he would go by way of a known actor.
Sure.
I think he would try and pull from his melting pot or his pot of unknowns and say, the
Gambit situation has to be unknown.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
Channing Tatum was he just fit the part. He had the part, but
so you don't believe you can't be out here slinging Magic Mike dick and then all of a sudden teething people's jewels in the night.
I mean, listen.
Was that Channing Tatum? Magic Mike?
Yes, it was, sir.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't watch that. I didn't watch that movie.
I got tricked into watching it.
I'm sorry. I already
that
knew
whole thing.
I already knew the legend of Magic Mike, and I wanted no parts of that. So I was just like, no,
bro. The name in itself was like, I'm good.
I don't want to watch Mike nor his magic. I'm sorry. Nope. Not me.
What that Jay-Z line? Something. But she want to listen to Mace outside of Sam Goody, and she want to listen to Mace. I put my do-rag on. I don't hate. You know what I mean? So what would have happened was, whoever I was dating at the time, I'd have let her go into the theater. I'd have been out by the popcorn stand playing some arcade games, and when she come out, I'll benefit. That would have been that.
I understand your train of thought.
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
I understand your train of thought.
At home, I'll watch it with her.
So
I ain't going to the theater though.
I ain't watching it at home.
Shall we get into this subscription conversation, sir?
It's like
y'all got issues and I'm not a subscriber. Shout out to KRS-One.
Subscription.
I think KRS-One is garbage.
We're gonna move along off that conversation before we start.
Y'all motherfuckers,
we're gonna move off that conversation before
all that boom
starts.
bap shit. I don't want to hear it.
You will respect.
We are going to move along from that before it starts.
We trapping out here. We trapping out here, son.
We ain't gonna trap KRS-One.
I hear that. Yo.
Do you know?
No, I don't want to know.
You're gonna know. If you have bars, he already knows, and he's waiting for you,
son.
If you want your career to end,
son, if this gets out, he
already has a rhyme for you.
Yeah.
KRS-One, Cannabis, all the motherfuckers, all in one.
KRS-One has bars for you, sir. If he ever hears this,
whatever, man.
All right, let's not anger the God.
Mm-hmm. That's the teacher, man.
So subscriptions gone wild. Son. Is this our reality we created? Are we happy?
This is actually a follow-up to a video we've done a long time ago, because we've warned everybody.
Do tell.
What the price of subscription would be if we weren't careful. And now everybody out here is subscribing. Like I just told y'all earlier about BET Plus before we started recording.
Son,
Is that the only place I can get Martin? I've seen Martin on Sling actually, but
Martin's on Sling because Sling is still pulling from TV, right?
Yeah, I
because
think
Martin's
so.
on
Yeah.
like MTV like all the time.
son, listen. We could always just say fuck subscriptions
you can
and give me a Fire Stick hacked.
not. Yeah, it's still very difficult.
Sir, Fire Stick hack is one of the most overrated pieces of technology.
Yeah, it's
in
not
the
as good as you
past
think
10
it is.
years.
Yeah, well, guess
Oh
what?
my god!
Every time I've gone to
Nah,
someone's
fam.
house with a hacked Fire Stick, guess what? It had movies on it.
But let me ask you this. Let me ask you this.
How long does it take?
What kind of sneakers
How-
do they have at the door? Is their bathroom mirror clean? You understand what I'm saying? Are there rats and roaches running through the house?
Son,
Well, they lived in
Son,
PA
Fire.
in a house that was built from the ground up. They still had that New York state of mind.
Sir, the Fire Stick is for the average basic motherfucker.
Well, I didn't say
The
that.
Fire Stick is
I don't agree, but go ahead.
I
Son.
definitely didn't say that.
Fire Stick is the cinnamon latte of technology.
Okay, so what you're saying is,
Pumpkin spice
the
latte.
Fire Stick itself, not what we're talking about on the Fire
No.
Stick.
So,
No.
Yo,
if-
all right.
if
The Fire
subscription-
Stick is trash, bro.
if subscription is akin to, what is that fucking that Big Tom coffee shit? Fucking Starbucks.
Sure.
If subscription is akin to Starbucks,
Yeah.
then would you say the Fire Stick is akin to the
Pumpkin spice latte.
the sandwich grocery store coffee maker?
No. What I mean is, okay, you want some coffee,
Right.
but you just gonna let me get. What have you ever heard about coffee? Ah, that's right. I'll have the pumpkin spice latte. Fuck you,
Son, the pumpkin
Like, when
spice
you-
latte is good.
son. But there, I'm not. It's okay. It's okay. But there's so much other like rich flavors and drinks and types of drinks you can get. Like a Fire Stick, the UI is clunky. It lags all over the place.
It does.
Lag City.
It does.
It's not
The
pleasing
responsive.
to look at.
I always feel like when I press on the controls of the Fire Stick, like it's gonna break. It feels like a Kobe Kobe remote control.
it
from
feels
back
like an
in the
Apple TV remote.
And fuck that Apple TV as
do
well.
not get me on that wave of
Son.
bashing the Apple.
I
rode that wave in here.
I own an Apple TV
Yes, you do.
and an Apple
I'm very disappointed.
iPhone 11. Yes,
Yeah, you got 3 cameras on the back. That's your distinctive feature when you walk in the room.
Triclops.
Now the room is divided into 2 people: those who have 3 cameras and those who do not.
No,
Yeah.
three categories. The same 2, and then those that have 3 with an iPhone.
Yeah, okay.
Because apparently 3 cameras on a phone wasn't a thing until iPhone did it.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, listen, I ain't say all that.
Fuck you, man.
All I'm saying is my camera works.
So
Yeah.
subscriptions, right?
Yeah,
Where we
so
at?
fuck the Fire TV. Get you an NVIDIA Shield, something proper with some power.
If you ain't worried about that, get you a Roku anything.
Power of the dark side.
Get you a Roku anything.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
The Rokus are very good. Rokus
I love my Roku TV, by
Rokus
the
were
way.
supposed
Shout
to
out to
show their strength in today's world. Now that everything is so bifurcated and there's so many different, Roku's thing was it'll tie it together in one nice UI.
Mm-hmm.
I have not revisited to see if they pulled it off.
Come to the crib.
Okay.
Because you don't have a Roku device in your house today, right?
Nah, I got like the original joint.
Come to the crib because I got the TCL, the Roku
Yeah.
TV, which I love that TV, by the
Okay.
way. But that's
You
a whole
know-
nother conversation.
I feel like I bought my brother a Roku a few years back. I would say something like, I don't know, maybe back in 2013. I bought him a Roku for Christmas, and it was just like I was unimpressed. I couldn't gravitate to.
But how do you like a Fire Stick then?
Well, I don't like a Fire Stick. I was just making mention of a hacked Fire Stick.
Got it.
That would provide everything. And I mean, if you hack a Fire Stick, then I'm more than certain that it will probably lag. So
Here's something to
without the
fuck
hack.
your whole world up.
Apple TV.
No, you buy an NVIDIA shoe, you don't have to hack it because you have access to the fucking Play Store.
Yeah, but
And I don't think people understand that. The reason you're quote unquote hacking a Fire Stick is to get Google Play on the shit because Amazon and Google are at war.
Absolutely.
But there's no hacking
Damn near
involved.
10 years now.
Yeah, and it's just like,
Been a while.
but this is so my very poor joke was, you can see the ignorance of people who are like, yeah, I got that hack Fire Stick. To feel like they have something truly special just means you don't know fuck shit about anything.
Yeah, I've never when a person say, "Yo, I got that hacked Fire Stick," I was like, okay.
You ever been somewhere and you hear dudes talking about cars like, yo, you got to get the intake, son. That shit's gonna sound crazy. You get like 10 more. Like what from an intake?
No,
Like shut the fuck
stop
up.
fucking lying.
You know what I mean?
You get 10 more dBs from an intake.
Yeah, like yo, it sounds so much better with that. And yo, you got to make sure it's a cold air intake because you don't want it sucking in warm air. It'll fuck the engine up. Like,
Son, shut the fuck up.
that's how I feel about dudes with just Fire Stick fuckery.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, it was never something that I was like, oh my god, I need a Fire Stick. I was, you know what? I felt like Fire Sticks was like going to the projects to buy Girl Scout cookies.
Maybe.
First off, son, nah, I'm not letting that rock, son.
I'm letting it rock.
Listen, I like
not,
Girl
son.
Scout cookies, but
I love Girl Scout cookies
sorry.
too, but we out here hustling in these projects, B.
Okay, hustle away.
But it's quality though. Fire Stick is not quality.
But Girl Scout cookies are. That's a
true.
shame. But
But the Girl Scout cookies is akin to the apps that is on the bitch. So to me, we can't use that.
Listen.
Don't disrespect the projects by calling it
I
a
don't
Fire
fuck
Stick.
with Amazon.
I'm sorry, it's a Fire Stick, son. Because everybody in the projects got a Fire Stick.
Yes.
Well, the people
Am I lying?
the people who I know don't live in the projects and they got Fire Sticks.
Fire Sticks and cable.
And they
Yeah,
make
that's
over
true.
and they make over 80K.
That's true. But
Son.
Fire Sticks are still there.
So, do we feel like subscriptions?
It's out of hand.
You
Yes,
feel
it
like
is.
it's out of hand.
It's out of hand.
Yes, it is.
Would you prefer the way it used to be?
I don't know.
Meaning, you guys get what I mean by the way it used to be.
Yeah, I feel like a la carte is much better.
Okay.
Well, here's one of the things I think would be super cool. It's annoying when I go through it, but I think it's still cool when you put it in perspective. In some cases, if you have cable that has HBO, you got HBO Go or whatever app they want to call it.
Yep.
It's like it's part of it, right? I think that's cool. Can you pay a little extra for it? Should you pay a little extra for it?
No.
Why not? No. Why not?
With having cable?
It's what if we're talking $3? Why not? For the ability to have it on the go, because the thing is, this is how you get you. This is how you get you for the kids, right? Your kids have to have it. Like kids today can't be in a car without a device in their hand.
Son, no one can be anywhere without a device in their
But
hand.
it's more
Fair
important
point.
it's more important that I say the kids because that's how Netflix really came up through children. That's how Disney
Yeah.
Plus got
Yeah.
empowered.
YouTube.
That's how Disney Plus became empowered to be like, you know what? We pulling out of everything. We could do this ourselves.
Uh-huh.
Yep. HBO was the first one that was like, wait, hold on. Haha.
But
Hold on.
Yeah.
you know what my problem is, and I felt like this when I had cable, when I had full-fledged cable, that was all the channels, all the bullshit, whatever. Why am I spending so let's say if I had basic cable and I wanted some channels, it's equivalent to about $10 to $12 per channel. Like, so HBO is about $10. Showtime is about $10.
Right.
Cinemax is about maybe $8 because it's a lesser end.
Right.
What is that? Epix? Is it Epix? That's the
Yeah,
major.
Epix is the other one.
Epix is like $12 fucking because Epix has all of the fucking latest. They get the Marvel or they get the whoever.
Is it still like that?
It's changing, but Epix is still gangster right now.
Yeah.
Does Epix have an app
Yes.
Yeah. They all have apps.
Epix got an app and
that you can subscribe to, or is it?
No, you can subscribe to.
I did not know that.
And somebody was asking me for an Epix thing. I don't know who that was. I thought it was you.
Was it?
Me, I just found out about Epics.
So
I don't know what that is.
Somebody was asking me about it. I was just like, yeah, I'll look into it. And I looked into it. I'm pretty sure I gave my answer.
So, the problem that I have, one is that, so every channel, so now, well, that's how much it costs per channel, or what it amounts to.
With cable?
With cable.
So you're looking at what, like $200-$300?
Yeah, I'd say about $230.
Because now you're paying like $25 per box.
Yeah,
So you got a box in the kids' room, in your room, in the living room.
It's more like $9. It's about the same
It's like
price.
$5 per
like
box. If you
$5,
got
5 to
boxes.
$9.
That's a very recent thing because I remember a box used to cost
Well,
like
$10.
$20.
It's $5
It
a
used to be
box right now.
It went down to like 10, and I think it's now it's like 5.
I think it's $5 a box now for
So-
like the last 3 years or something like that.
So
Depending on who you was with, though.
yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So move pack, because I really don't. I only have basic cable for my wife. She wants certain things that she can really watch, like VH1,
Sure.
Cartoon Network is mine. Like, and what is that shit? Adult Swim.
Yeah.
I like that shit. We like it. Whatever the case
Yeah.
may be. I need my Dragon Ball.
Your wife watch Cartoon Network?
Yes.
Shout out to your wife. I
Yeah,
love Cartoon Network.
Definitely. She loves that shit. So, and I think the Lifetime channel, she likes that. So that's what pretty much we pay for. We don't have any movie channels because we don't really need them.
Lifetime is at the epicenter of every argument ever had.
Son,
I'm just saying.
we need
Son.
to roast for fun Lifetime, son, because I love what they're doing.
Yeah.
Son, the most depressing shit you can ever watch.
Bro,
Or
in your
something.
partner
So
upon Lifetime.
let me tell you something. Lifetime has very, like, grown up, because I used to TVs. I'm from the channel surfing era. You up late night, if you make it past the Skinamax channel, and you find yourself recycling through the channels.
He says Skinamax.
And yeah, because we all
It's
know what
accurate.
time it is after a certain time. It's Skinamax.
That's why we here.
Exactly.
Bring on the porn,
You
son.
get
Showtime, son.
and once you cycle through the channels again, if you get to Lifetime when it's now on commercial, it almost always stops you right there. Yo, Lifetime always got something to show you, bro. Like, if you just give it to a commercial, you be like, man, I don't really want to watch this, but I kind of want to see what happened to son over here. And
I'll
that's
tell you
it.
what happens,
Yeah,
son.
that's it.
She
That's
gets
it.
punched in the face. Detectives can't find him for months.
That's the other thing too.
And then the kid goes missing.
As a child, why get married? Son, Lifetime tells me don't get married. The wife's gonna kill me for money.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my thing for like
It
a long
also
time.
tells me don't argue because it's okay to punch her in the face when she disagrees. So Lifetime is wild.
So
Yeah,
Lifetime
no, it
is all over
It
the
is.
place.
Yeah, I don't.
That
I don't
shit's
even-
like J-Lo. What's that movie J-Lo was in?
Which one? The Cell? Or the other one, Enough?
That shit is like J-Lo enough 24/7, son.
Wasn't she getting fucked up in that movie? or
Yeah,
something?
until she said I had enough.
Yeah.
I
She was
remember
running
that
around
movie.
24
all fake-
hours of
all
enough.
fake pregnant.
Jeez, man.
Damn, but so.
All right, so let's
moving-
do something real quick. Right now, Ramon, what do you have on subscription?
I have.
Are we talking movies?
No,
Just only?
subscription period.
Oh God.
I have Hulu
Because this doesn't negate gaming either. Because this is a problem in gaming as
on
well.
subscription.
God
Okay,
damn
so
right.
I have Hulu, Netflix,
Let me look at my phone.
Sling, HBO Go, Disney Plus, Spotify, Amazon Prime, Xbox Ultimate, and Marriage.
Wait a minute.
Oh yeah,
What?
marriages. Yeah,
What's Xbox Ultimate again?
It's a Xbox Game Pass, but
Oh,
it's
yes.
for the PC.
Okay, yeah, I need that. How much is that? How
Well,
much
it's like
more is
15 a month.
that? On top of the 60?
No,
it
it's broken out different.
It includes the whole thing.
You could pay for it in a year, but I forgot what it is. It's a little more pricey though, for sure.
All right, we're going to table this and that convo because I need to find out more about
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
We'll talk
we'll
about
do
that.
Yeah,
Gaming.
So that's what 10 things, including the marriage.
including the marriage. Yes.
Okay, so for you,
For me, whoa, okay. Let me see. So, Apple Music, YouTube. All right, that's two.
Oh yeah, I have YouTube.
yeah,
Yes.
so 11 for a month.
Netflix.
Aren't you using my YouTube, motherfucker?
No,
I sent you.
I have my own. I was already paying for it. That's why I didn't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So why the fuck am I paying for?
You keep sending it to me. Is that in the Spotify?
Oh, it's you I sent it to.
Yo,
So
is it still going to you?
this fucking guy.
He sent it to me, and I'm just like, all right, cool, thank you. And I forget every time.
So that was 2.
So go ahead. My bad.
Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, Xbox Gold. There's something else. I mean, can we add our phones?
Nah.
I mean, that is
Nah,
that's a service. That's
you don't watch your phone. You watch things on your phone.
Your phone's not entertainment. Yeah.
Your phone is a device for entertainment.
Okay. There is my Microsoft 360.
I do have that as well, actually.
Did I say Xbox, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And there is something else on here that I'm paying for under my Microsoft account.
Is it the Serato?
No.
You have Yeezy in that Serato?
Say what?
You ain't got no Yeezy in your Serato?
Son. When that man makes another rap album, then I'll have Yeezy in my Serato.
Fair enough.
But son, it's I want to say off the rip. My fucking no, that's technically not. I was gonna say my fucking OnStar, but that wouldn't necessarily count. And I'm still paying for cable.
You wilding with that one.
I don't know how to cut the umbilical cord.
That's that man shit right there.
But I have to appease the wife,
and that's marriage. That's the marriage subscription that we was talking about earlier.
Right. So I'm more than certain that there is another subscription that I'm missing.
Okay.
Right, but that also draws to the same point. So for me, I have Hulu, but I don't pay for Hulu. Sprint.
I said Hulu, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sprint pays for my Hulu, right?
Yeah, that fuck shit.
No, it's awesome.
Yeah,
if you
I know.
had T-Mobile would be paying for your Netflix, I think it is. I forget which
T-Mobile
one it is.
pays for Netflix, AT&T pays for HBO Go.
There you go. So I have Hulu.
So what the fuck? All right.
I have Hulu. I have Netflix plus DVD. Actually, I think my Netflix is 4K plus DVD. I have GameFly, which I need to reevaluate that. I think I said Netflix, right? Yeah, I think.
Fuck GameFly.
I love GameFly.
Yeah,
Nah, fam. Last time I had GameFly, we had an issue with this when I was living in the projects.
Yep.
We had issues because these fucks.
Yeah, but you had a GameFly subscription. So
I had a GameFly subscription.
You could live in the project.
And I would like send it back and they wouldn't be receiving the shits. And then sometimes I wouldn't get the shit and they just cut me off.
So, but time out. Where was they putting it at?
Out in the mail.
Then you're supposed to get it.
Son, I wasn't getting the shit. I don't know if the postman was stealing it or what.
Somebody was stealing it.
But I wasn't getting the shit.
Son, that's one of two things. Because one, I lived in the projects when that first started. I was in the PJs.
Yeah,
I got every one of my things. I had an issue with it going back, but that didn't happen. That happened at the mailbox that I put it in. You know, somebody might have whatever did that, but it had nothing to do with my building. And I can tell you, at my building, you know, things could happen to your mailbox. So maybe your building, people had access that are not supposed to have access to your mailbox.
So we was getting everything but that. I was getting Netflix. I was getting all that.
Yeah.
It was just, and my problem was, I can understand Netflix putting shit in a red envelope because this DVD is probably costing them in bulk, I don't know, $2, whatever. But GameFly, this is a $60 disc.
Yeah, they're not gonna take that too lightly.
Stop putting it in these fucking white and orange. You know what I mean? Like,
to me, those are more unassuming than the Netflix one.
Yeah, but once you know what it is, you know what it is.
I mean, it could have been the same thing.
Son, just put it in a white fucking envelope. I was not, and
Once
then on top of me not
getting, that's an issue.
Just don't put the logo.
Put the fucking logo.
That's the same argument with me and Tawan. We were talking about Nike sending sneakers in Nike boxes. Stop doing that.
I wish I had one.
That I agree,
son.
But
like,
okay.
But and then like, I would want to get a game, and it was trickery that you had to have no games out so that when the new hot game comes out, you're at the top of the queue. And sometimes it was a lot of strangeness that was like.
So and what you're saying, there's a lot of early stuff in there. I can tell you today where one, you got to play the system. So if you have one out, it's harder. If you have 2 out, 3 out, it's better. And what you would do is if there's 3 games that's dropping at the end of this year, the minute it's announced, you put it in your GameFly queue and you move it to the top. Once it gets closer to those dates, if there's stuff in your queue that you didn't get through, you got to remove those games and leave one just chilling in the background.
Yes.
And you guarantee to get it actually on release day. You'll get that game because I've had wild success even before I started manipulating how I get shit. I've had wild success with that. And now they have another feature to where they say, if the game you want isn't available, we can hold for 5 days or a week before we send the next game on your list. Which means if you're trying to get something that's new and hot and it got low availability, in those 3 days, that game is going to return back, or it'll hit the access point and it'll redirect it to you.
I don't think it'll return back. They'll buy more of it, possibly. Because if it's a new hot game, ain't nobody returning it back. Not in a week.
Son, that's you. Some people will put their game in and be like, nope, it's gone the next day. And I've done it. Star Fox for the Wii U. Son, I put that game in. The same day I went back and put it in the mailbox. Because I was like, this doesn't fly right.
Okay.
So, it happens. And I got that game on release day.
Okay.
So, it's gotten a lot better because you ain't been in the PJs for a long time, my G.
I also ain't have GameFly for a long time. So,
right.
As far as I'm concerned, I won one.
Right. So I have GameFly. And then if you add the Nintendo Online, PlayStation Online, Xbox Online, EA Access.
Wait, you pay for Nintendo Online?
Tetris Plus.
Proceed.
Tetris Plus is the reason why that happened. And then Tetris 99. So yeah, but I avoid.
But it's 2020.
I avoid that's another conversation for another time. I do
Tetris.
not I let's be real clear. When I wasn't paying for my PlayStation Plus, I had the same problems for the people on the Xbox that was paying for it.
I see.
And now I got to pay for the Nintendo thing, which I'm only paying for one game. And, well, technically 2 because I did the Pokemon thing for a little bit, right? And I have no issues there because no one uses the thing like that.
Oh, and Amazon, I forgot.
Prime. That's right. I had Prime.
But see,
I forgot Prime because I don't use it for that because Prime never had nothing on it for me. I use Prime for everything.
Prime Video fucking sucks.
Prime Video is terrible.
Not only does Prime Video suck, Prime Video is the quality of the videos is atrocious. There's a latency between what you see on the screen and the dialogue.
That sounds like Apple TV problems.
No, that's because I was watching it on the Xbox and it was happening there.
Yeah, it sounds like Apple TV.
No, sir. It's an everywhere problem.
And then I think that's all I got. I could say Spotify, but I use Spotify free and Pandora free, which Pandora paid is actually pretty good. It's $5, and Hulu has the worst app to me.
Fuck you.
Nah, Hulu rocks, son.
Fuck you.
Hulu is second to Netflix.
I will not allow it. I will not allow it.
Hulu just looks pretty.
It does. That green.
Where else can you see Grey's Anatomy, Family Guy, and Blackish?
That's not what I'm talking about.
Netflix.
I don't think Blackish is on Netflix.
You would have got me if you'd have said South Park, because South Park ain't nowhere other than the CC app, and the CC belongs to Comedy Central, which also has subscriptions. But
it's on Hulu.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
That you would have had me there because I could watch Family Guy on Netflix.
Give me that Adult Swim app, son. Which, by the way, is
you can pay for that too?
Yeah.
Yes, you can. You?
Damn.
I think you can. I believe you can. Son, you can pay for all of these, and they're all roundabout anywhere from $5 to $10, $11 to maybe $12.
$5 to $12 is better.
Son,
the stakes are high right now.
That's cable all over again.
But let me propose to you why. So first of all, I think a lot of people are they're having these conversations we're having right now, and they're starting to notice.
Conversation that we had X amount of years ago.
Yep, and they're starting to notice that it's none the cheaper. And I want to remind everyone that
very close.
No one ever said it would be cheaper. What you were fighting for was your right to choose.
Yep.
Son.
Right? And it was about not getting raped by the cable company and having to have the Action Johnson package just to watch fucking Game of Thrones. Like, fam, all I want is HBO. I don't care about Cinemax. I don't care about what was Epics or whatever the fuck it was. You guys, you know what I mean?
Stars. You don't like Stars?
Steve Jobs, these motherfuckers.
I've never, even when I had cable, I've never watched Stars. You get what I mean? Like, all I know is HBO. Even when we used to have cable, all I knew was HBO. None of the other shit ever had a movie that I was like, all right, let me watch this.
You know, and what makes it tougher, and I feel like this is leading all of us back to a place where there will be one centralized subscription of services.
That's what I want.
What's happening is, so you have shows like Power. Yes, Power sucks donkey ass at this point in time. However, when Power was the shit, everybody was like, oh shit, I don't have the nice is it Showtime or Stars? I think it's Stars.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I think that's Stars.
So I don't have Stars on my cable. Okay. Let me get the app. Oh shit, I gotta pay for the app. It's how much is it? $9.99. Damn, but I already have Netflix and Hulu or what have you. So now I have to pay for an additional service for just to see Power.
Sure.
Or now I watch Power and I got it. I'm good. I'll fuck it. I'll shell out the extra 10, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Damn. I want to see that Game of Thrones.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I ain't got HBO. Damn, how much is the app? $10.
Mm-hmm.
So now, that's a real problem. So everybody, these networks, they bid on these. No, I'm lying. The producers of these shows, they pitch them to the networks.
Sure.
And whatever network picks it up and says, okay, well, we'll pay you whatever. All right, now it's on this network. It's a fucking big hit. And now everybody wants to go and watch this network, but have to pay for $10.
But you had to pay anyway.
You had to pay, but the problem is when people are paying one amount, it's like, all right, well, you know what? This is how much they want. I'm paying for the service. It's bundled with a bunch of other shit that I don't need.
Mm-hmm.
However, I ain't got to worry about it. All I got to do is cut my TV on, and there it is.
I see that point. I see that point.
I think there's going to be something that happens. I'm not going to say in the near future, and I would say Roku is probably one of the best people to be in position to do this. And this goes to your point, like full circle. Now you're just paying for cable again. Turn your damn TV on.
Yeah.
The cool thing about and this is what happens too with gym memberships, right? If I wanted to start a business in the gym business,
right,
I'd be banking on one thing: your ass is too lazy to cancel your subscription. That's my whole business model.
Mm-hmm.
Do whatever I gotta do to get you in the door, and then hope you get lazy to cancel. Right?
Yeah.
That's my whole business model right there. I feel like that's what it is with apps. Now, where can you set it and forget it? Well, today it's cable, but then when you want, how you want, right? That's the issue. Roku to me is in the best situation to have to be the first version of like either whatever streaming music is today, right? So streaming music is pretty much like this. If you pay $10 for Spotify and you listen to one song, theoretically that one song just made $10. Now, if you listening to tens of thousands of songs, then you do the math on that. I think TV will go like that in the way of internet TV, and somebody like Roku is gonna because they already have the framework. When you log in to Roku and you go to their main screen, it's all about what do you want to watch. When you go into the PlayStation TV media thing, there's mad stuff up there. You're not even subscribed to half of this stuff. To the most of the apps, but it tells you if you want to watch this, it's part of this app. If you want to watch that, it's part of this app, which is also what Roku does. And if you click on it, it opens the app and it'll take you to the show directly.
Right.
I think that, and shout out to PlayStation View, which just died. I think that,
of course it did. It's Sony.
I think where's Microsoft at? I think that
right there.
Yeah, whatever. I think that somebody's gonna go, listen, we need to be the Spotify of all you apps. There's too many apps. Give us that deal.
But that'll never happen because the companies behind it are not with it.
Well,
Right.
I think
Cable companies only get
Hulu,
a pass because they've been traditionally be the gatekeeper, and
They're
they
like
continue to be the
grandfathered in.
gatekeeper because these cable companies are far or first and foremost the ISP.
Right. So
they're
they can say,
they're still the gatekeepers to your internet.
yep.
That's fine.
So that's why they still, by and large, have such a big say.
I mean, they can, and they kind of sort of do, but if the market says this, then that's what happens too.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Because just think about it right now. Cable companies did not want subscriptions
No.
to these
No,
things.
but they also didn't want to. They also didn't want to play fair with their packages either.
Nope.
Right, but this is their fault.
Yeah, it is their fault, and I think, to me, the happy medium would be exactly what you're saying. But there's this one marketplace you go to, and you say my baseline is $100 a month, and then you come and you said, okay, for $100 a month, you're allowed to watch 5 tier 1 things, 5 tier 2 things, and 5 tier 3 things. What's a tier 1? Game of Thrones.
Right.
What's a tier 2? I don't know. You fill it out. What's a tier 3? Power. Right? So you get to see most of the popular shit that month.
Well, I think
So when you click it and watch it,
Yeah.
all right, cool. There you go.
Right.
But then you say, nah, I have to watch this other shit people are talking. Oh, that's just another $5 for this month. No worries. You can still get that.
I think customers would be on some BS with that.
Right?
I feel like they'd
Yeah.
be
But that's a happy medium.
Yeah.
That's a happy medium.
it is, but the problem with happy mediums is it's a happy medium for all us in here.
Yeah.
But somebody is going to have a problem with it.
Right,
have a
because
problem with
I think because people by and large, first of all, and this is why this conversation is so large, there are people out there that are paying out the ass for cable
Right.
and they don't know why. And there's people out there who refuse to pay out the ass for cable and are not happy with how convoluted shit is.
Yeah. Yeah.
So once you have those two sides of the feed, like, how can anyone be happy?
The Spotify thing, to me, Spotify through Roku looks like it's the next step. Based on how you just laid that out, that looked like the next step. Right
Yeah,
there.
but I don't know who's in a. There's no one company in a position to do some shit like that.
I don't know Roku's numbers, but they would be the first people I would get on the job.
They ain't got. Somebody would have to buy Roku, and
Yeah,
then
I don't think they have the numbers anymore.
I feel like Verizon.
Hulu will probably end up doing it.
Verizon is in the best position to I want to say subsidize, but I don't.
I think it's Microsoft.
No.
I don't think Microsoft cares about it that much anymore.
But hear me out. So Verizon is a dedicated ISP.
Sure.
So, however, they are also a data network,
Yep.
a cellular company.
Yep.
So more so than even AT&T, which it pains me to say.
No,
So-
AT&T's bigger, but
Right? No, I understand. AT&T is a bigger,
Footprint-wise.
but as far as internet service provider and hey, my cell phone is also tied into. So what I'm trying to say is what I'm speaking about is Verizon can offshoot what is it? What's Cablevision now? Optimum? They can offshoot an
Spectrum.
Optimum. They can offshoot a Spectrum.
Yeah.
They can offshoot any of
Time
those
Warner.
because right.
I mean,
because,
sorry, not that one.
Nah,
Roadrunner.
they can't,
Roadrunner,
though.
Cox.
right. Well, reason
you're on the East Coast.
right. I understand that, and just follow me here.
Yeah.
So when you have a company, so this is a cell phone company that offers cable network for it's a
Verizon's not a cell phone company first.
well no. I understand that.
Yeah.
But they're a company that offers cell phones.
Sure.
So, and the thing about Verizon is, yeah, I can subscribe to their cellular networking
Okay.
and the cellular data networking and pay less for Fios or something to that degree, or Verizon can cook up
They do.
that type of
They have that. Yeah.
that type of service.
That's like the triple play. They all have it. Yeah.
Right. Well,
nobody
I
wants
mean,
Verizon
it would be
taxes.
it would right, and it would be less of triple play, meaning less of the home phone, more of the cell phone, they will replace the home phone with the cell phone, and then have the home data service, and then have the what I call all you can eat networking availability with as far as TV is concerned.
Entertainment, yes.
Entertainment.
They have it. Yeah.
So whereas going someplace else, nope. You still have to have AT&T and Spectrum, or T-Mobile and I don't know, Roadrunner or whatever the fuck owns Roadrunner, or Time Warner. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
So now when it comes time to buckle down and say, all right, look, we got to do something about subscriptions, and because I feel like subscriptions are for fucking vegans, and network television is for fat people.
Right.
All right, because it's all you can eat.
Son, there's fat vegans out there, bro.
Yeah, it is. But you become a vegan to not be fat. So
it's not what the vegans tell me.
Yeah, that's what they say too. So I hear him say,
if you don't eat meat, I don't trust you.
That's interesting.
Young Metro.
That's interesting.
I don't know who that is.
Young Metro, don't trust you. I'm gonna shoot you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
you don't eat meat, I don't trust.
You know, I just feel like Verizon is in a position to really, really shake up the market.
I get what you're saying, but it's not Verizon.
I don't think Verizon got the money.
It's AT&T and Time Warner.
Well,
it's not Verizon. Verizon's a very small player because you're on the East Coast. That's what you see.
Right.
But Verizon ain't king shit out here.
Right.
AT&T is by and large.
It's
Time Warner.
Shit.
Those are the two, like, you don't want no smoke. They calling the shots.
Right. But you know what? For AT&T and Time Warner to be king shit in their respective fields, they would either Time Warner would have to buy cable, AT&T, or AT&T would have to buy.
Nah, you gotta look at the numbers, bro.
No.
They are the giants.
They're the giants.
Right.
Verizon is not a big player.
Right, they are not, but they are the only phone company.
No, that's what I'm trying to tell you. No,
it's bigger than that though.
Nah, AT&T, bro.
You versus a whole thing.
Son,
I think you guys are misunderstanding what I'm trying to say.
You talking about cable?
No. They are the only cell phone company that also offers in-home entertainment.
Not AT&T, son.
AT&T does it
offers
with who?
Uverse belongs to AT&T.
All right. So what does Uverse offer that?
The same shit, and more.
Thing.
And more than Time Warner.
And Uverse is tied into business too, which is a whole nother aspect.
So I can get Uverse on my AT&T account for $50. And Time Warner, they can't match that price.
Interesting. So I fucked with Uverse?
You don't. You're on the East Coast. It's here, but you don't know.
It's
not a thing here.
Right. It's just not a thing here. Like
the minute you cross the Nixon, Dixie, whatever the
Mason Dixon line. The Bible, you enter the Bible Belt,
you start to see shit look real different.
It's like up here we do Pepsi. There's a line you cross when you're going south where it becomes Coketown.
So Verizon is only a really Verizon's a big player here, more than you would recognize them as a household name here because they spent a ton of money on the infrastructure, meaning fiber. Mm-hmm. So all the fiber that's in the streets in New York now are owned by Verizon, and there are a few other cities like that.
Right.
But these are the only examples of this.
All right.
Right. So Verizon had some money to play with and was like, all right, copper is old. I mean, copper, you mean the old phone lines. You're talking about coax, the old thick ass white cable. That was copper. And it had to go. It was old as shit. Well, so Verizon was like,
I will speak to that after you're finished.
Verizon's like, I got some money.
Right.
All right. You got that government contract to tear up the street and lay the fiber.
Right.
That's here. AT&T was the rest of the fucking country. And most of the, not most, let me while in here, but a good portion of the rest of the world.
Right. So, I'm interested in knowing then what the fuck is Verizon talking about when they're speaking about their cell phone towers and so on and so forth.
That's a little different.
Right. But see, understand my original point. My original point was here you have somebody that dominates in their respective category.
They're telling you they're dominating.
Well,
that's the marketing. This is the Mac marketing.
We're gonna just go off of.
Yeah.
I'm a Mac. I'm a PC.
Right.
We're dominating, and everyone uses our towers, and blah 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 blah. All right, but we also offer this over here, and there are so many people in this part of the world that is using these services and have been using. Uverse is fairly new.
No,
no.
Is it?
Uverse been around for years, bro.
How long?
Son, years. 20 years?
Son, I have never.
Son, Uverse has been around.
Uverse is.
Remember,
Uverse is here, bro.
Is that an acquired?
None of these companies are new. Not one of them are new.
True.
This gets sold to that. That gets sold to this.
Because Bell is what is old Verizon.
No. Yes.
Yes.
Bell is old Verizon.
Bell, all that. Yeah.
Bell
all
Atlantic,
of that.
9X.
You looking at Comcast is buying up all. Son, it's none of this shit's new.
Right.
None of it's new.
Okay. So what was my?
Verizon. They are a player, but they're.
But the point is, what you were saying, what we was all getting at, which we all agree on, is that somebody has to come in and buy something to put something in spec and have the relationships to be like, yo, all y'all got to come up under here. And
that's the
play
key
under
point.
This deal.
And it'll never happen because of the relationships.
Right.
The
and
relationships equals money.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So who's big enough to say, Hollywood. I'm gonna pay you what Comcast is paying you?
Translation: whose balls are
right?
big enough?
Because that's a lot of fucking money. And then you go over here and you say, I'm gonna pay you what Verizon's paying you. And then you go over here, I'm gonna pay you what X, Y, and Z is paying you. Right. Who has that type of money and pull in the industry
Hollywood.
Just for the sake of consolidating an experience for everyone? Like
Hollywood.
I don't know.
Right, and I don't think that a company,
it might be Google.
I don't. Right, exactly.
It could be Google.
I don't think that a company has that foresight to say, "Hey, I think we need to make it easy."
Nah,
because
there's no initiative to
it. Right, I'm gonna tell you. And then everybody is started off making it easy for everyone.
Hold on. So this is what I'm gonna say about that. These companies at that high level, they always have some young dude who's not tone deaf, right? Since we're going to still use that word. There's provisions for a lot of things. So it's very rare you see companies get caught with their pants down. Mm-hmm. People are already ready for whatever the next thing that could be said. Someone's already working on that, right? Mm-hmm. If you think it took Disney this long to come out with an app, because they woke up one day and was like, yo, we gonna do that. Like, no, that was a long time coming.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was a long time coming. You know what I'm saying? They probably did it when they realized how big Netflix was getting. Because everybody was still on the fence about Netflix. Because at first, the whole Blockbuster thing, the Blockbuster was kind of like eating a lunch. Like, oh, they doing this? Listen, all you movie companies, all you TV companies, Sony Pictures, this, that, Universal, all y'all,
right?
They don't get no deal better than us. Y'all know who we are. We already got these deals. In fact, we want to extend your deal. This is the Madden deal all over again. You get what I'm saying? That's why movies got late to Netflix when Blockbuster was alive. Movies still go to late to Netflix because of people who now own the stuff from Blockbuster. Right. So somebody somewhere is keeping an eye on for a conversation like we're having today. Yo, I don't want to pay 30 motherfuckers for an app to do this, and
30 separate motherfuckers,
30 separate people to this. I want to pay one person. The more the more that echoes, though. Right? The more that echoes, it sounds like, okay, so y'all want an iCable, because that's what we really wanted in the first place. Yeah. Yo, let me just pick and choose what I want, fam. Yeah. No, okay, yo, companies, we're cutting the cord. Well, why y'all cutting the cord? Well, we're going to illegally get your shit. Why? Because now it's easier to do it. This is your fire sticks and all this other thing. Mm-hmm. Then it was like, okay, we hear you. Some people figured it out. Some people didn't. The way that the fight back is, you watch the wrong thing, you get a nasty phone call or a nasty mail letter in the mail, right? But, okay, now we just get smarter at it. They don't have to, nobody has to do these apps if it wasn't a threat. That's why they got the apps. There's a threat going on. So if users start talking about what we're saying, or definitely what I'm saying, I need someone who's going to Spotify this whole shit, right? If that gets loud enough, they're gonna figure it out.
But why? Why? You want You want to pull it all into one because of the user experience, or you just want to pay one person?
I just want to pay one person.
Yeah, but that's
we had
already
that. That's
right,
cable.
That's cable.
No, but yeah, no. We had that. That's just like having a girl.
And
you
technically
had something
have
in a
it.
girll, but there was just
So
something
all right,
else. Like,
so
you know what I mean?
we're talking
so
to a la
somewhere
carte.
else.
So
Right.
if cable came back and said, "All right, here's your a la carte," everyone will return home.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with that. There's one more thing we haven't spoke about that I think would absolutely and always stop me from going back to cable. Everything needs to be on demand. Everything. A la carte is cool, but for me, it's on demand.
So here's that thing you said.
You get what I
earlier.
mean?
So here's that
Right,
thing you
yeah.
said earlier, right? Because you got to remember, Spectrum have a watch anywhere, Optimum has a watch anywhere.
But they charge for that shit.
I understand, right? And this is the other part of my thing with them. Like, okay, you doing nice with that. You could have did that already, but you waited till y'all started getting the cord cutters to do that, right? And to me, that's where you messed up at. Now, in our city, because I don't know where all our livers or our listeners will be when they hear this, right? In our city, there are Optimum zones and there are Spectrum zones. And when you're in Optimum zones as an Optimum user, you basically got free Wi-Fi to watch your program, right? On top of what you're paying for this service.
Mm-hmm.
What, to me, that's sounds good on paper until you get into real world use. And you realize that your bill just went up something crazy for something that you can't even use like that. Now, you said something about $100 a month, right? A la carte, $100 a month. That needs to be that.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you validate the 5.
Mm-hmm.
You validate all this other stuff. I'm not in the business of taking people out of business, but it has to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And for most times, these companies is like, well, I can't be on a yacht with my third mistress if we start giving off these things. I don't care about your third mistress. How do you get the 3? And I damn sure don't care about your yacht. What I want is to enjoy TV with my actual woman.
You know where I feel like we've already solved it, but we haven't looked to what we're doing as a solve. Sharing subscription. So
Well,
here's an
but
example.
you see that they've been trying to work on that.
They're
And
trying
Hulu
to-
is annoying with it.
Hulu is the fuck boys of it all. So Netflix, like, I go with Netflix. I share my account. I share my account with my brothers. My brothers can get on wherever they are. Until they do the Hulu thing and lock it down by zip code, they can get on. My Tori's in Jersey, Tony's where I used to be. We can all watch it. We can all watch the motherfucker at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
However, when you start, like, even Verizon. So now you're talking Verizon. That's everything. So I can watch every movie channel as long as I have his login. I was able to watch it here. Now, at first I was like, well, maybe it'll pick up the fact that I'm using my Wi-Fi, which has a Wi-Fi service, and say, hey, no, you can't use that here because he's paying for it. And
No,
you're not.
they just didn't do it yet.
Right.
Or they don't care to.
Exactly.
It can be done.
So now, when you start going the, I guess you want to call that a makeshift family plan route. So now, what is let's say Verizon TV only? How much is that? Like, and that's everything. What is it, about a 120? Nah, it's more than that.
Pretty sure it'll be more than that.
Yeah, it's about 150 for all of the channels, each and every one of them, minus pay-per-view. So now, what I'll do is, y'all just download the apps. You download whatever app you want. I'll give you my subscription, my login information, and you log into my Verizon through those apps. That says, okay, the login information that he's using says he already has HBO Go. Give it to him. It's not me, it's y'all.
No,
And that's how
that'll never work because these apps belong to entities and Verizon has to, they have to pay for access to content.
Right, but it's working now, is what I'm saying.
Here's how this whole thing gets even worse.
Right, go ahead.
it's costing HBO money to have Verizon users watch HBO.
Yes, it is.
Right?
Right.
Because you don't see the cost of HBO that you're paying for Verizon.
Right.
You're paying Verizon $150. That's it.
Okay.
You don't know how much of that
right.
goes to HBO.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if we were to see the numbers on the back end, it would have been like
it could have been definitely
$4 or some stupid shit like that. Right?
Right.
HBO is going to say, nah, fam, I don't want to have my user access to content through you. Let them come directly to me.
But they already do that.
Right. But if this is the powerful part. If HBO thought that they didn't need the cable company, ISP. They would have already been like, that's it. We pulling our shit. We out.
But they need
and that's what people like Apple do, right?
Right.
We're out.
Right.
We're out. So like the answer is not, that relationship is very volatile.
Right now, yes.
And the answer and the reason it's becoming even more volatile is because you have Netflix, who was like, we are completely I don't give a fuck what ISP you own.
Right. But
it doesn't matter.
Right. So Netflix is the cog, is the sprocket to your network of cogs. So Netflix, but the downside to Netflix is Netflix has to outsource Paramount, Disney.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Because they pay for that licensing.
Right, but that's what I'm talking about. They're basically going to.
So does HBO.
Right. No, I get it. But what I'm saying is, until those network companies, I'm sorry, not network companies, those what they call studios, once they say, nope, I'm coming out with my own app. Disney is the perfect example.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, all right, Netflix, you're done. We're done giving anything Disney related to you.
Right. Except Netflix then went and got their own content.
Right, but which is good
years ago.
Which is good, but you still have there is a great number of young children that want to see Bambi. I don't want to see it. But there's a huge...
Children don't want to see Bambi.
Listen.
Parents want to push that shit on their kids.
Listen.
Parents don't even know Bambi exists.
Kids don't know Bambi exists.
Right.
That's accurate.
We can all assume that somebody doesn't want to see something.
No,
but it isn't until kids
want to see YouTube.
Bruh, and I agree with you, but it isn't until somebody puts the little fucking mermaid on in a jail setting and watch how the inmates flock to fucking watch the little.
That's because they're grown ass people that remember that shit when they were kids.
Right.
Kids today don't give a fuck about that.
They was also forced to watch.
I think that statement is a bit broad. I feel like if you show it, they will come. They will watch it. And the problem is, it's not about what a parent says I want him to see or don't want him to see. It isn't. It's hey, here's a Netflix account in my home. My child cuts on Netflix. Well, what's on the children's selection? Little fucking Mermaid. Oh my God, this is a wonderful movie. Let's watch it. And now
that's the parents again driving that conversation.
No, because when my niece comes here to watch my Netflix, it is not on. It is not me deciding what that person can watch.
Why is she not watching YouTube?
It's whatever.
Why? Because there's nothing on YouTube.
You got that completely backwards.
There is nothing on YouTube that to her is more relevant than what she can find on Netflix. Until she goes into the YouTube realm, it says, oh shit, there is a whole lot of relevant shit on here that I can watch. It doesn't really make a difference. She's watching Netflix and she's watching whatever the fuck Netflix has on their station, and that's what she's consuming. It isn't until you introduce YouTube to a child that says, oh, okay, because the same access that you have to Netflix for your children is the same fucking access that you give them for YouTube. So once you shut it off, guess what? No YouTube. So now we talking Netflix. Everything is on fucking Netflix that she wants to watch. Watch it. Disney says, hey, nope, get that back. Get that back. Once the contract is up, it's mine again. It will not be shown there. Now here comes the fucking Tears and Waterworks. Well, why isn't such on
That's
Netflix?
real shit.
That is the biggest problem that we're having with these because it's you got the apps or the applications or the apps, Netflix, HBO, whatever the case may be. Then you have the ISPs. They're fucking in the fucking mix. Then you have who else is the everybody's the fucking bad guy. Everybody's trying to identify the fucking bad guy when no one wants to sit down and play nice.
But they shouldn't. First of all, this is you, the consumer. There's no bad guy. The bad guy is you, right?
Ultimately,
the bad guy is you.
Yeah.
And these people are well within their rights to clench their fist and hold tight to their intellectual properties.
Absolutely.
If you feel today like you don't want to pay somebody to your left $10 for their audience, then you shouldn't.
Right.
Right? If you feel like you want your audience to come directly for you, for your content, that's well within your rights.
Mm-hmm.
We get upset at these people for controlling their property. I don't think that's entirely fair. I don't care if you're a consumer or not. Secondly, if you really want to be honest with yourself, you had it good, but you didn't want it. You wanted a la carte.
Yeah, you wanted to pick and choose what you
This
wanted.
is what a la carte looks like.
Yeah.
A la carte doesn't mean one app where you can have everybody in that marketplace.
Absolutely.
A la carte means you can pick what you want when you want.
Right.
And that today looks like a fuckfest. And no one ever said it didn't or wasn't going to look like a fuckfest.
Yeah.
So I mean, what we spoke about with the happy medium isn't realistic because people are now realizing, fam, I don't need to play ball with the cable companies anymore.
Right.
Because they don't have the eyes. The reason you negotiate with Comcast and Verizon and all these people to get in their movie package is because most people had cable in their house. Now they don't.
I feel like it won't matter until the individual, let's say like Disney or what have you, it won't matter until they have a foothold on the internet. And because an app is only as strong as the internet that is on.
No, I don't.
Maybe it's the other way around.
No, see, Disney was in there's no reason for Disney Plus did not exist 5 years ago.
Right.
The sole reason is because their catalog was not relevant. You know how their catalog became relevant? Marvel.
Yes. Lucasfilm.
Star Wars.
Yep.
What the fuck else is on Disney that's relevant?
Pixar.
Everything that they removed from
Son,
Netflix.
Pixar has not been performing in years.
Right, but they also
I'll tell you what.
one.
What's the name of the Pixar movie coming out this year?
I have no clue.
That's my point.
But it doesn't. That doesn't. Really,
I'll tell you what. How good was the last Toy Story? You didn't even see it.
No, actually, the Toy Story. What was it? 3,
4.
4. Toy Story 4 was the highest, one of the highest grossing Toy Stories in the movies at that time.
Son,
I want to say it dropped in November, October. But listen,
I gave you a bad example out of a Disney catalog. It
Right.
ultimately doesn't matter.
Right, but understand.
But the
there's
Netflix, the Disney on Netflix stuff,
that legacy shit.
People didn't know what actually was Disney, how deep that fingerprint was until that list came out, or for people who's not on it like us. Stuff they just opened up Netflix one Saturday morning and was like, yo,
it's gone.
what is this? Like, what's going on?
No, you guys are 1,000% correct with that. And also remember, now people are opening up Netflix and they're not expecting to see Star Wars or Marvel. They're opening at Netflix to watch whatever the fuck Netflix is pushing out.
Right.
And it is so much stronger than anything in Disney's fam. And maybe I should say relevant.
I want to ride
Relevant,
that.
Maybe I wouldn't go stronger.
Son, the only people opening Disney's content for Disney
Right now, it's Marvel and Star Wars dudes.
Listen.
But then again, I haven't heard the parents in my life.
I feel like we
Switch to Disney
are pulling at something that we are not totally in the know about.
Son, fam, Disney's wild racist.
Listen,
Disney's catalog is wild racist.
Listen,
fuck that company.
We don't have to argue that. We already know that.
Son, and outside of Marvel and Star Wars, all that you're left with is wild fucking racism and sexism.
We are in total agreement with that. But that is a us conversation. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the millions and millions of fucking people that are on Disney's dick right now. And the bottom line is, it is not just millions, it is billions.
On Marvel and Star Wars dick.
No, sir, on just the company alone, son. This is Disney.
I think
Disney.
You underestimate that one Brave. The Little Mermaid. Doesn't Frozen belong to Disney?
Frozen is Disney as well.
Son, Frozen was the one thing you heard about from Disney in the last 10 years that was relevant.
But it don't matter because kids will watch the same thing over and over again.
Listen, for me, I really, the only thing relevant, and again, we're talking about a us conversation, and we have to start talking about a everyone conversation. To me, Marvel and Star Wars. That's all I want to fucking see.
Sure.
And that's why I spend my $5 because $5 makes sense to me. Because I wouldn't spend, if Star Wars wasn't here, or if Star Wars was here and Marvel wasn't here, take one of them away,
it's not worth it.
I am not spending a dime for it. But
I love Marvel, and I'm not spending $5 for plus.
Listen, regardless, the mere fact that I can scroll.
If I had a child, I'd be screwed though.
I can listen. I can scroll. I'm gonna leave this alone. I'm gonna hit Disney. The mere fact that
most of
Disney
that shit is trash, boy.
And
I know because I look through it like twice a night.
Right, and
that's
it's
for
trash.
us.
Listen,
it's trash.
Zootopia was fucking outstanding.
It's a funny movie.
The Princess and the Frog, fucking outstanding.
Very racist fucking movie.
And we get it. Again, that is the us conversation. The Jungle Book, fucking outstanding. And part 2 is just, it's way better. Well, no, I'm not sorry, not part 2, the remake. With the newer, the
live action
kind of.
What's to the right of the Zootopia? What's to the right of that? No, keep going. Like, is it?
Can I? Let me see.
Does it have an arrow to the right?
No.
No, it's there. The arrow's there.
Oh, okay.
Click that a couple times. So is that
Snow White and the
Aladdin,
Seven Dwarfs, Aladdin,
son,
Moana,
son,
Alice in
my
Wonderland.
little nephews and nieces.
Listen.
Whenever I go chill with them, when it was on Netflix, those things are on.
Son,
guys, listen, telling me about movies that are from the fucking 80s.
No, but that's not the point. That's what Netflix is. That's what cable is.
Right. That's not what Netflix is.
That's what cable is, and Netflix is. Yes, it is.
Listen, Netflix showed the same fucking shit. If it was unvaulted, they showed the same fucking shit that we staring at right now, and that's the same shit that made Netflix the powerhouse that they are. The point that I'm making is this shit is still relevant. It's relevant, whether it's not relevant to you. That's uncircumstantial. The fact that it's relevant to billions and billions of fucking people.
Yo, the channel series. Scroll down. Is that the Kim Possible? Son.
Kim Possible.
Son,
Lab Rats.
My little niece.
Lab Rats.
My little niece shouldn't know what Kim Possible is. She should not know what it is. If I was to call her right now and ask her to tell me about Kim Possible, she will go on and on and on, bro.
I don't feel like that catalog is relevant.
Right. So now when we want to start talking the racist shit, here you got Steamboat Willie.
We not
Steamboat Willie. Listen, I'm gonna call that.
Son, I'm not excusing. I'm not. Son,
that's
the
not
race.
The conversation.
Son, the
subscription is not. That's not part of the subscription conversation.
Son, hang on. if you pull up a motherfucker today that's over the age of 40,
right,
and ask them opinion, a black person about Tommy Hilfiger, what will they tell you?
It's the company is racist. However, and this is where
hang on, no, don't go any further.
No, but the conversation
don't go any further.
It's gonna switch.
Don't go any further.
Okay, I'm gonna stay right there.
How much power does that have in the perception of that brand?
It's person to person.
Really? Because Tommy Hilfiger's fucked, and they've been fucked for 20 years.
Tommy Hilfiger is Tommy Hilfiger, and I'm gonna tell you this: Tommy Hilfiger for 2019 was probably third or fourth of companies that your typical people can walk into a store, purchase and buy, it's number 4 for a list of companies with Ralph Lauren being above them. Still a racist company. With any other company, first and foremost, and let's get it clear, because you've been in fashion just like I know fashion, they're all racist. It's just who is openly racist and who is not. So we can dispel all of that. This company, they're only the target of criticism because someone openly said on Oprah it wasn't meant for African Americans,
which was false, by the way.
It absolutely was false, because that is their target audience of who they cater to.
Very well. Now, you telling me you can scroll through this fucking catalog and not see blatant racism?
I never said that. I Steamboat Willie.
Then, fam, that shit is not relevant.
No, it's
Don't
not,
tell me about why we should hate Donald Trump, but why I should love Disney Plus.
You shouldn't. No. I'm gonna tell you why you shouldn't like Steamboat Willie.
Why?
But guess what? You're on the same fucking subscription that I'm on, watching the same fucking relevant shows to you and I.
Yes, and that was my point. I don't feel like Disney's catalog is relevant without Marvel and Star Wars.
Yeah, but bro,
I don't care what, because the number one, I agree. Whatever you introduce kids to is what they will watch. Kids will watch any fucking thing in a cartoon format.
If it's colorful, they're gonna watch it.
And they don't even know, and I think it's the irresponsibility of the parents,
right?
Because most of this shit is wild violent. It's got the most,
it sure is,
the most sexist and racist undertones. It's got all type of fuckface tropes, but you just don't want to be a parent, so you stick it in your kid's face,
right?
But that's a whole different conversation for another day.
Yeah,
son. Disney shit is trash. And it's going to take them a long time to clean that up. I'm not saying Marvel's trash. I'm not saying Star Wars is trash. I'm saying what I'm saying is, when you log into Netflix, almost on a weekly basis, you see that N on the top of a preview. You know that belongs to Netflix. They paid for that. And you can, by and large, count on it being some sort of balanced.
Okay. So,
meaning not offending motherfuckers. Not, I don't know if it's PC or not, but you can count on it not being some fucking honeymooner shit. You know what I mean by honeymooner shit?
Racist shit.
Honeymooners was
go back and watch
violence.
Honeymooners, boy.
I'm not watching another fucking episode of fucking
Honeymooners is the reason. I swear to God,
it's all kinds of abuse going on Honeymooners. Which is a show I enjoy, by the way.
So it's which is a show we all enjoyed.
So here I did. Just pull
son,
up
there's a wild amount of content here.
Whoa. Listen, again, I understand.
You're coming at it from your angle of
I understand
an adult. There's no child shit on here right now.
So this is zero. I mean, I can pull up children's shit, but this is based on a grown adults liking.
Sure.
So, can you tell me what the fuck Sweetheart is?
Don't care.
Don't care. It's you know what? It's not about caring. It's irrelevant to me because I know nothing about what it is. I can read it, but it's irrelevant to me. So in one screen,
actually, that's the one with the girl.
That's the new one, right?
Yeah, she's pretty as shit. That's the one where she's stranded on an island and there's like a monster outside of some shit. Okay. I just added it to my watch list.
All right,
but to your point, don't care. Go ahead.
Right. So of just this one screen, this is everything that we're able to look at on this one splash screen. What I'm concerned with, Dracula. All right, because somebody said that it's a really good movie, but somebody said it's a really good movie or series or Netflix exclusive. So I'll watch it.
Sure.
But I don't know that it's relevant to me because I haven't watched it. I don't know shit about it.
Sure.
It's all word of mouth. Tourist, well, that's a Johnny Depp movie. I don't want to watch it. So I'm going to look at just Netflix alone. Annie with an E, hell to the fucking no. Medical Police, hell to the fucking no. Live Twice, Live Once. I don't know what the fuck that is. It's a hell to the no until I go and read what the hell it's about. Sex Explained. I can assume I know what that's about. I'll read I'll give that a number 2.
I don't know what that is, but that's up my alley. I'm watching that.
The Explained series on Netflix is amazing.
Anything.
Most of them are.
Anything that's just talking about something from a analytical or whatever way, I like, whether it's Netflix or not.
So Jessica Jones, I happen to watch Jessica Jones. I like Jessica Jones. I fucks with the what's up, Kristen, whatever.
It's also Marvel.
I fucks with, and it's Marvel. And after this season, that's a wrap. So Surviving R. Kelly, well, we already know what that's about, and it's not even specific to Netflix. Right. It was a network, right? Asian comedian.
I will watch him.
I watched like the preview. It sounded a little bit funny. All right, whatever. But you know what? It's still not relevant because I'd rather watch fucking Kevin Hart's old shit than to watch his new shit. Sorry, it is what it is. There is, as far as relevancy is concerned, let's be clear here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go back to Disney. Mm-hmm. I know Pinocchio. I know Little Mermaid. I know Tangled.
Son, Little Mermaid is so fucking tone deaf.
I understand.
Nah, fam, hang on. Let's pause right here because this is what I'm talking about. Relevance. Little Mermaid was 16 fucking years old when that prince showed up.
Still relevant.
Son, that's that rapist Disney shit.
Still relevant.
It's still relevant.
Son, that is not.
Son,
what 16 years? Hang on. We just talked about surviving R. Kelly.
No, surviving we didn't. We got right off of it.
We got on it and right off of it.
Guys, you just showed me a movie. Surviving R. Kelly is all about this dude was out here getting down with young girls.
And we got right off
now
of it.
You're back to Disney showing me a fucking cartoon I'm supposed to let my kid watch. That's a grown-ass man getting down with a 16-year-old girl.
By the way,
guys, I'm not bugging.
I'm
not bugging.
But that's not the conversation.
That was never the
conversation. Is relevancy.
That, son, therefore, Little Mermaid and the rest of that fucking pedophile catalog is not relevant.
Bro,
listen, and we can
walk into Target.
Listen,
walk into Walmart.
We can also
walk into all those places that sell stuff and got stuff for kids. You're gonna see whatever's on Disney's roster on a shirt, on a mug, on pajamas, or whatever. The next thing is, I don't think PJ Masks belongs to Disney. Before you see anything else that's on Netflix currently, you'll see 10 things from Disney before you see one thing of whatever's childlike on Netflix.
And the point,
it's still relevant, bro.
The point, with the exception of Grey's Anatomy, that I'll give the whole kudos to. And listen, let's be clear. I'm not saying that Disney Plus is the better.
No, I don't expect that.
You know what I'm saying? No. Yeah. What I'm saying is, when it comes to movie for movie, and we're talking about us, not kids right now. We're talking about us. I can put on a fucking Little Mermaid and watch it for what it's worth. I understand the context in which the movie can be taken, but I can put on fucking Pinocchio that I haven't seen in, honestly, right now, probably about close to fucking 35 years.
There's a wild disconnect. Wait, do you guys consider racist people today relevant?
No. No. And I think we are so far removed from racist people because it does. When I see a race, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something. This is a true story, and I don't know if she probably wants me to fucking say it, but I'll say it fucking anyway. My wife's at work. She's doing something, selling something, whatever the case may be. She something to the effect of the individual wanted the price for something that was no longer valid today.
Sure.
All right. So it was on sale. It was on sale yesterday.
Yeah.
But that was yesterday. Today is a new day. Mm-hmm. She can accommodate the
but at her discretion.
Yeah, absolutely. And here's the scenario. If I come into your establishment basing with you, look, can you give me that? So already I've set the tone. You ain't got to do a goddamn thing for me. However, this person says, after a few no's, this older Caucasian couple people, it wasn't a couple, it was two ladies. The lady, they walked off, and as they walked off, called her a black bitch.
Sure.
Now,
which is accurate.
Now,
because she is black, so I don't mind that.
Yeah, but that's only a 50% accurate statement.
Well, you know, women definitely. Any other woman that disagrees with you is a bitch. That's women are just wildly
But when you add the color,
wild to each other. But I understand the overtone was definitely not meant.
You don't add yellow or white.
It was
right.
It was. This wasn't.
She wouldn't have walked out of Bloomingdale's like you white bitch.
Right. Absolutely. On top of that, at what part of 2020 are we still making racist comments?
Every part, yes.
No, and I understand every part, but in this stage of the game, it's not that I respect you more for being overt about it. It's more like, no, they still make you.
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange.
Well, she didn't die.
It's like
she didn't die yet. Yes, exactly.
She
right,
didn't die.
Absolutely. But you know what? They weren't that old to say that. Okay, they were not exposed to real racism.
No. Let me. So there's a video that was going around.
Actually, black
and Snow will.
That's very frequent.
I forgot
that's
where
our age.
I think this video was in Queens somewhere. It was a video.
Oh yeah, I sent it to you. Yeah,
a white mob of kids.
Right.
Coming down the street screaming
St.
nigger,
Albans.
nigger, nigger, and it was just one little black girl on her bike.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they chased the girl, you know, throwing rocks at her and shit.
I remember that. I saw that.
And my comment to Snow was, I would like to meet these kids, because these kids, the kids that were in that video that were screaming all of that,
right,
are probably still alive today.
They're about 60.
Right. And I would love to meet
60
them.
60 to 80.
Like, how you feel, fam? It must suck to be you.
Yeah. But you know, the motivation behind what I was saying is a person that can be that pronounced in their racism is irrelevant to me. So I want to take this story back to Disney.
So how don't you see my point?
No. I see your point. Mm-hmm. All of what I'm looking at on the Disney app isn't relevant to me. Mm-hmm. Most particularly whatever that Disney partook in that depicts black people a certain way, that depicts women a certain way, that depicts that it's just blatantly, or even not even blatantly, but subduedly racist, or have a negative connotation to women or black people.
Yep.
So whatever in that sense, that has zero to do with me. I'm talking about every fucking thing else.
You're here for the Marvel and the Star Wars.
I'm here for the Marvel. I'm here for the Star Wars. I'm here for, I'm not here for the Phineas and the Ferb.
I understand.
I'm here for the Nightmare Before Christmas.
And I'm on your side, because at the end of the day, I still pay for the subscription as well.
Absolutely. So, I mean, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I personally, at this point in time in my age, could give a rat's ass about the Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. But the mere fact that eventually, should I have children, they can say, hey, well, what's this, daddy? Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You want to see it? Yeah, I'll watch it. And they'll watch it, and they can come to their conclusion of whether they felt like it was relevant to them or not.
They don't know.
Which is my point.
They don't know.
But that's my point.
And why should I have to teach my children racism?
No,
not even that.
No, not. But we should control it.
No,
we have to control it.
Yeah.
But see, that's an entire different conversation.
All right, so here's a conversation. The Aladdin that was just redone, the live action, was still fucking tone deaf, and because both leading actors were still fucking white.
And either way,
they're
still doing it. They're still fucking doing it.
Yeah, they are. They are.
And either way,
and this is still a subscription conversation. I just want to make y'all know.
The numbers do not lie.
Subscription conversation.
Therefore, it is relevant, because you can't sit here. You can't look in the iPhone store. You can't look in the Roku store. Hold up.
Yes, I understand your point.
In the Android store.
This is the new Aladdin, and neither one of them are white.
Hold up.
So no, they're white actors.
No, sir. This man is. Hold on. What the fuck is his name? Hold on. You talk, Snow.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull this man's info.
And when all that is going down, right? When you get those numbers, and if they ever release their numbers of what people actually are watching, it's gonna be some Marvel stuff up there. But I can almost guarantee you,
it's the vault.
It's going to be the vault because that's what Netflix was. When Netflix was popping and there was no one else in sight and there was little players talking here, it was like, okay, yo, the adults, the parents, the all the adults, yo, we gonna watch it for these movies. The DVD thing was still in play because you couldn't get the newest stuff on Watch Instantly at that point. Right. So, okay, cool. But then when you out of that zone and you kids, you got to put something in front of your kids. They going in the catalog. The kids pick based on the photos. That was the experiment that they did.
Yeah.
So they're gonna gravitate and play whatever they want. And from that, that's why they had to develop a child section inside of Netflix.
Right.
Because that whole thing became a beast on its own. Just like when we talked about YouTube early. You know how the YouTube becomes a beast? Is because once you give it to that child, the kid dictates the experience for themselves.
Yes.
When you watch one, it snowballs into the next one.
They find what they want, not what.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So the Disney catalog became a big deal because it was on demand and all the classics was there. So and it went with you on the go. So your cable channels were eating bad on this because Sprout had to rebrand. All these other companies had to rebrand because they needed something where kids could watch it on the fly.
Right.
Because they were losing all their kids' watches. Their ratings were going down because of Netflix.
Okay.
Now, that means that whole category of their whole catalog, whether we like it or not, for whatever the message is going on, because we could do the same thing for movies, right? It's still relevant because the children are watching it.
So we'll have a divide on that. I understand your point.
Yeah.
Relevant for you guys look different than relevant for me.
Because when we're saying relevant, I understand what you're saying. It just it shouldn't fit into. You know what that relevant is? That relevant to today's times versus what's relevant to an end consumer.
Sure.
Also,
this is a conversation we had a ton of times. Is the iPhone the best phone because it sells the most? Is not necessarily.
Yeah, no, and that's.
But you can't say not either.
Right.
I get it.
It's one of those,
and it also depends on what we're talking about.
Yeah,
right. It depends on the context in which you're saying, is iPhone the best phone? No, iPhone isn't the best phone for me.
I mean, and
sure.
Let me tell you,
you know what I'm saying?
What will get me right.
And
if my
Justin, FYI, Aladdin, no, there actually wasn't nobody white on the fucking newest Aladdin, the one with Will Smith.
Yeah,
no, it was nobody white.
You sure?
Going off of these names,
click on the IMDb for the artist, or
I am. This is it.
Does it say that in the bio?
Yeah,
that's not IMDb.
Yes, it is. Yes,
that's a scouted page.
No, this is IMDb.
Yeah, that's
bro.
a scouted page. Yeah,
IMDb.
Yeah, that's a scouted page. I know what it is.
So
it's a design page. It's a promo page.
What's the look in the bio of the actors where they?
So this is it. This is I'm gonna pull up.
No, what he's saying. Click
the actor's name.
Click the actor name.
All right, well,
see what their bio is.
Whichever one.
Aladdin. Click Aladdin because that's probably the main one. Aladdin and Jasmine.
All right, it's Naomi Scott. She's black. All right, so here's the Jasmine. That's the. She's fucking black.
What does it say in the summary? Where's she from?
She's from London, England. And
Wikipedia will probably give you. I know what you're looking for. Wikipedia give it to you.
Fam, I'm not convinced. What about Aladdin?
Mena Masad. That's Aladdin.
Okay.
His name is Mena Masad.
He's from Cairo,
Egypt. He's black. I mean, unless you consider, Egyptians, but he's
okay.
He's black. No, it's Aladdin.
I'll take it back.
This particular Aladdin, the cartoon Aladdin.
I don't want to get into that.
That was a whole nother story.
I don't want to get into that.
But this was their attempt to do it right.
Yep.
So
and the Little Mermaid is black, so that is on my radar.
Well, it depends on
the new one.
Is it?
Yes, the girl from Blackish.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
yes, you're right.
That was gonna be
you're right.
The young girl.
Did it come out yet?
No.
No.
I don't know when it's coming out.
And you know what? We're gonna table this. We're gonna table this. We're gonna table this because
I just want to get back to the catalog
because this one comment would have taken us way left into this whole.
I just want to get back to the what's the name thing.
If
my cousins and them or not my cousins, I'm gonna say my nieces and nephews and them, right? Their daddies don't want to get them Disney Plus, and they call me. I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people eating off my Netflix within the confines of Netflix. But like, if that happens, or if my little cousin becomes a Disney boy, even if he becomes a Marvel boy, I'm in trouble.
Which, by the way, we spoke about this sharing passwords.
Yeah.
And I remember people complaining about Netflix raising their prices, but they wouldn't admit that 12 people in a family sharing the password.
Yeah.
Like maybe if each of you motherfuckers would get your own password, they wouldn't have raised the prices.
But you know what?
I'm actually on par with their policy.
Listen.
Yeah, I'm on par with their policy.
And then they came back and delivered.
Yeah.
Because almost everything with that Netflix end is at least decent.
But listen, regardless, I'll find something on Netflix that's worth watching.
Sure.
If I have the time to look for it.
Yeah.
My point is, I never had an issue. We troll and joke about Netflix raising their price back when we had it and we was getting the disc and what's the name, and then they had the HD shit. So now you had to pay for the fucking HD shit. I didn't give a fuck.
But you know, that was the only people who complained about that were people who don't understand the internet.
Yeah, no, sorry.
At that time, yeah. And I think largely a lot of people didn't understand the internet back then.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it because everything still looked good on my televisions at the time.
Right.
And it still do. I only up my plan to the other one because of my TCL 4K TV.
Right.
That's the only reason why I did it. Had I put another 40-inch down there or whatever that wasn't the 4K thing, I'd have been like, you know what? I'm out. And I'm still on the fence of pulling it because a lot of the stuff that I'm watching, I still see things that I don't want to see on it. I see the same thing I'm seeing that I saw when I had the regular thing. So why am I paying more money for it if I'm going to see the same thing?
Right.
And I think that has more to do, which we touched on it early. We just didn't direct that the right way, which is throttling of internet when it's Netflix apps.
Yeah, that is. Yeah.
Nah, we'll put that as another topic.
Yeah,
that is some fuck shit. That is that's net neutrality. That's a fucking rabbit hole.
Yep.
That's some fuck shit. Fuck shit.
The subscription joint is wild. I think we all agree.
Yeah, it is.
And there's no ending in sight for it. I think the overall message here is, you got to pay for what you want.
And just be mindful, because what's the point of you reduce your cable bill by maybe $20 and then you add $30 to $40 worth of subscriptions.
And that's exactly why I was like, fuck all of that shit.
Right.
If what cable had was on demand, meaning I can go in there and click it and watch it whenever I want, I would.
Pay. You want to watch, I don't know, fucking Star Wars. No, nigga, pay $5 at the time. Here's this.
And then on top of paying for the box, you're going to charge me for,
Right.
I still hope that the cable companies, because they are the only one with these relationships we were talking about, that could actually bring it back in. You know what I mean? They're the only ones with the true.
I think
everybody got
what I just said with the Roku thing.
Yeah, they could do that tear shit, whatever it is. They could pull it off.
Everybody has a gun to the next person's head. It's like, I'm an ISP. You're a movie creator. You're a fucking
but they got the most cards. They're the only ones with a foot in most of those scenarios.
But it isn't until the movie creator says, "Fuck you, I'm not even giving you the fucking movie." And if you show it, now you're gonna pay a lot more.
Sure.
It's just
tough.
It's wild.
Yeah. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think anyone knows what the answer is at this point.
Nah.
I know what the answer is.
Not at all.
We turn all this shit and we go outside and fight to the death. We haven't had one of these in a long time, baby.
That'll work. I bet they pay for that shit. Pay to see that shit.
That'll be a real reality show right
there. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Before we close this off, I got one thing I want to say to the both of you guys.
Yeah.
In the year 2020, you guys came into the 2020.
Fuck Sony. I know you probably gonna say something. Go ahead.
Nah. No Sony.
Okay.
No Sony.
Right.
Not even the Xbox jab. You know what I mean? But like, both of my dudes right here. I love these two dudes, and they're married. And I just want to say congratulations to the
thank
both of
you,
you.
sir.
Thank you, sir.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Right
Thank
there,
you, man. I appreciate
My
that.
guy,
motherfucker.
but 2019 got married.
You know.
Any of the female listeners, send to Warren or myself your resume. We're screening for snow out here in these streets.
For sure.
We need a headshot. We need a shot from you at the gym.
Yeah, man.
And we need to see how your lean look like when you drive.
And can you fucking dance? Goddamn.
And can you dance?
Can you fucking? If you can't dance,
God damn.
you better call somebody else.
It's a new day.
Yo, but next episode, I really want to attach. I have a conversation just to talk about the Jabba Wookiees. What do you think?
Okay.
I personally, I feel like they're dope.
Fuck Chewbacca. Oh, you mean the dancing motherfuckers?
Dancing motherfuckers. Yeah, that's it, man.
If you want to throw that in, we can throw that in.
Yeah, if we do just a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Got
We'll
it.
table it
Guys,
for that.
my name is Ramon, and I'm out.
And I'm Tuan, and I guess I'm out too. Yeah.
My name is Snow, and I'm out of here. My G's peace.
Fuck Sony.